jumping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good afternoon to ya, and 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 to yins. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That's right. This is the Two Dum Yinzers. This is the Friday installment of the show, everybody. This is episode 916 of the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Glad to be back, everybody. It's Friday, heading into the weekend. Lots of things going on here with Pittsburgh sports to get into today. Mike, the combine is well underway. Started yesterday. We have the Penguins back in action last night after their Olympic break. The Pirates get another win in spring training. In the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they show off their new threads. Pittsburgh, very heavy Pittsburgh themed threads. We'll get into everything today. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That's right. Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing well, my friend. It's Friday, man. End of the week. Combine's going on. What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? You can't ask for much more, everybody. It is in full swing, and I got to be honest with you, the Sonny Styles is really impressive. I was watching the combine a bit, and I got to be honest with you, he's as impressive that I would have thought that he would have been as a child watching his dad play. If I would have said, if this guy ever has a kid, he's going to be damn good, because Lorenzo Styles was a monster. Seeing Sonny Styles at combine and just being the top of every statistic, Mike, of all the leaders in the combine in day one. Very impressive. Sonny Styles, again, I hope him nothing but the best. His dad ended up going on to be a linebacker in the NFL for a couple NFC teams, but in high school was the man. And I mean the man amongst boys. It was great to watch the young man play. A few years older than I was, but nonetheless, very, very, very impressive, Mike. And I got to be honest, his son is not disappointing. Every bit as good as athlete as his pops was.
Oh, dude, he was lighting it up. I really did. I watched him like that one game against the Ohio State, Penn State game. I didn't realize how good this guy is. My God, and how athletic he is. Dude was a freak yesterday.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Like he was doing. They compared what his profile to Megatron's.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like if this dude could catch, he would be like the next Megatron. Like you, 6'5", 240, running like what, a 4.4. Get the fuck out of here. Dude is a beast.
I got a funny, not a funny story, but it's just something I do want to talk about while we are talking about Sonny Styles. And then I'll drop it. I don't want to go on and on about the old days about his dad. But excuse me. There was a young man that played for Rochester at the time. His name was Essex Law, and he should have went to the pros. He had some problems after high school, but that's besides the point. When I was in high school, these two teams were in our division. One was Rochester, one was Farrell. And to watch that Rochester Farrell game, seeing these two men, again, like these are guys who should have been playing Division I football while they were playing high school football. And nobody on the field was relevant except for those two guys. It didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter. It was Essex Law. It was Lorenzo Styles. And It was like two bulls running head to head into each other all game long. Two men amongst boys. And I got to be honest with you, as far as high school football in Western Pennsylvania that I personally got to watch with my own eyes, the most impressive game, just because seeing these two guys play against one another. Again, Mike, take the other 20 guys off the field. They didn't matter. If Essex was getting it, he was eventually maybe getting tackled by Lorenzo and vice versa. So again, just a little blast from the past if you are from here from Western PA, maybe a little lesson if you are out of Western PA. But that was Mike. It was right in our conference. And I'm going to be honest, we were a good team. My high school team was a good team that year, and we lost to both of those teams exactly by the same score, 42-0. Both games against Rochester, Essex Law, Lorenzo Styles, and Farrell, 42-0. And we finished with 2 losses in the conference, and come on, nobody was as good as these teams.
You just happened to run into, two teams with like two guys that are, like you said, men amongst boys.
And it was single A ball. That was the craziest thing. You just didn't see this kind of talent accumulating in single A ball. Was really something to see. Again, something I'll never forget the rest of my life. Probably 35 years ago, I would say at this point. But sometime back, and again, as I said, Lorenzo did go to the pros. He did play, I think, for the Saints and for the Falcons, was a linebacker for a period of time. But both those boys trying to crack the NFL, I don't think they're going to have any problem. Like, as I'm seeing Sonny Styles really tear it up on day one of the combine. So much to go over, guys. Today is defensive backs and tight ends. Again, like yesterday, starting at 3 o'clock, going to 8. Like yesterday was linebackers, defensive linemen, place kickers. Tomorrow from 1 to 8. It's a different time, so be sure to tune in early tomorrow. If you are following the combine, tomorrow it will be quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, which will go from 1 to 8. And then on Sunday, it wraps up with the offensive linemen. That will go from 1 to 5. So if you are making plans to check out the combine this weekend, the times do alter a little bit throughout the week. Again, 3 to 8 today, 1 to 8 tomorrow for the offense. And then again, offensive lineman on Sunday is 1 to 5. So a lot of things going on, Mike. We got so much going on. Let's talk about a couple of these other side topics before we get involved, because we have a lot of Steelers talk. We got a report card. And I'm going to be honest, it was a lot like, speaking of my school days, a lot like my report card. So I'm going to be pretty comfortable.
It was not even close, anywhere near to what my report card looked like.
It was almost identical to my report card, I'm going to be honest. But hold up, wait. I see Tater on the board, and I have something for you, Tater. You just hold on. You just hold your potatoes over in, and I put this together, Mike. Tater Tard, the Taters, Northern Ireland. I mean, these people, their potatoes are out of control. I have something for you, Tater. Just relax. I got it here for you for a couple minutes. Mike, a couple things I do want to say. The Penguins are back after the break. They are back in the winning column, no less, as they beat the Devils at home, like 4-1 in their first game back. The Penguins increased their record. They improved it to 30, 15, and 12 overall. No Crosby. They did get the win without him. It doesn't look like they missed a beat, and they'll be back at it tomorrow at 12:30. They'll be playing the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. That is the Penguins tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. Also, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they get another win in preseason. Mike, they won 6-4 over the Twins. They're back at it today against the Orioles at 105. And finally, the new jerseys for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds was revealed. Mike, they have their usuals. They look nice. They're soccer jerseys. But these new soccer jerseys, it's like the Andy Warhol pictures, but it's the bridge. I don't know if it's Clemente. I don't know which bridge it is, but they're all different colors in every block, and it's freaking awesome. That is our soccer squad. They did reveal those new jerseys yesterday, Mike, with the bridges and the Andy Warhol. Wonderful looking guys. And I'm going to be honest. I say this is my playoff beard, and I'm going to take it off as soon as one of our pro teams win. I get out of the first round of the playoffs. Mike, what if all three have playoff success this year? Because I'm looking at this Pirates team. It's built like a team we haven't seen in any time recently, of course. I'm thinking of this Penguins team. And then, the Steelers, we'll find out later. We have a lot to get into for that. But
all right.
What if all three teams get out of the first round? Should I just cut my whole face off? I mean,
well, that would improve the show.
That would improve my face.
My suggestion is for playoff out of the first round, the first team, the beard goes. The second team, the hair goes. The third team, eyebrows.
You want me to shave my eyebrows if all three teams win the get out of the first round?
Yeah, because
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it right on the show.
Yeah, the first team, the beard goes. Second team, the hair. Third one, eyebrows.
Like, and if we have a four-factor, let's say the Riverhounds will do the same, then you take all my shaved hair and you glue it to the top of your head. How's that? That will be the fourth leg of the bet. We'll take all my facial hair, my head hair, my eyebrows, and we'll glue it to the top of your head.
All three have to hit for that fourth one to happen because the Hounds did win it all last year.
You're right.
So that's a lot of pressure on me. Well, I'm confident one of these teams will stumble, so I'm down.
How about this, Mike? Okay, you are down. All right, so it's official. I do like what RB just said on the board, though. RB says
I don't like what RB says. I did not look, and it's never good when Ryan goes, I like what RB said.
And I'm going to be honest with you.
Nonsense.
You would rather have my hair glued to your head because RB says if all three teams do it, you have to shave Derpy's back, and I'm not shaving Derpy's back.
No one's shaving. No. Like RB has this weird infatuation with Derpy. Maybe we should Derpy. We send Derpy out with RB.
I like it. I like it a lot.
He might whip Derpy into shape for us.
One more thing before we do get into our Steelers, guys. The Aliquip Equip's back at the Pete tomorrow for the WPIAL Championships. Mike, they're back against South Allegheny, who they just fell short to last year in the WPIAL Championships, and then the state start after that tomorrow, 1:00. Aliquip versus South Allegheny for the WPIAL Gold, and then go from there. Blackhawk girls also from our area is in it as well. All right, guys. Let's say what's up to everybody. What's up? Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Great to see us today. Great to see everybody today. It's Friday. How can you not love it? Let's do jump on the board. Tortilla, my man, he says this all the way from Sacramento, California. He says, y'all see Aaron Gordon fell asleep at the combine? I did, yes. Also, Just Learning says, good morning, homies. What's up, bro? Always great seeing you. Just Learning on the terrible board. RB, he says Steelers just met with Drew Aller. There you go, Mike. Drew Aller is meeting with the Steelers.
I hope Aller has a good combine, but I really don't want the Steelers to get him. I want the kid to go somewhere and be successful. I just don't. For 4 years, 3 years, however many years he was the starter at Penn State was enough for me.
I agree. I thought that, people talk about how good he did, and I thought that Penn State didn't look that fantastic at all these past couple seasons. But hey, that's just me. We'll get more into that here. RB says Styles was less impressive in the 3-cone and the shuffle. I agree. The shuttle, still nice, but yes.
He got them stiff hips.
You're right. That's because he's a hitter. He wants to hit your ass. Just Learning says, I'm from northern New Mexico. 6'9", elevation, big baby. Welcome. Just Learning all the way from New Mexico. Love the 6'9". Christophus, what's up, my man? Great. Always great seeing Christophus on the terrible board. He says this morning or this afternoon. He says Combine is on tap. I love it. What Omar does in free agency will determine what we will do in the draft. Absolutely. If he signs Dobbs or Pierce, we will draft a tackle with our first pick. And even Brian Thomas Jr., Mike, he was brought up yesterday on the show. Also another wide receiver worth talking about, possibly opposite side DK Metcalf. Tater Tot, there he is. Tater Tot says this. So the NFLPA, again, Mike, can you do a good Irish accent?
No, I cannot.
All I really know is about them is they really love their potatoes. That's what I really know about the Irish. But he says this. So the NFLPA says that Pittsburgh is the worst NFL organization. That's quite damning. So I called Derp. All right, I called Tater Tot. I called him on the phone.
Yeah.
I picked up my phone and I called Ireland, and I said, and Tater Tot's dad actually answered the phone, and I said, Tater
No
Tot's,
way.
yeah, he did. A real pleasant man, let me tell you. Hello. I said, Tater Tot's dad, I need to talk to Tater Tart. This is very important. Can you go get him? And he goes to get him, and Tater Tart was asleep. Now, this is a true story, 100% true story. On my phone, I'm talking to Tater Tart's dad, and all of a sudden, I hear this in the background as he goes to get Tater Tart.
Fucking think you can lay around my house all day doing fuck all. Go find a fucking job, you fucking sausage roll looking twat.
You fucking sausage roll looking twat. This is what his dad called him in real time. I swear to you, all the way from Pittsburgh to Ireland. It happened. It's true. 100% true. You fucking sausage twat is what he called him. But there you go. Welcome to the show, Tater Tart. As always, I hope you liked your welcome. Let's go to RB. He says, it goes to show you how much the league values injury styles. Wasn't much of a different than Peyton Wilson. Interesting take. Let's go to Tortilla. My man Tortilla says, at Tater, what did the Browns get best? Sandwiches or something?
Best massage parlors.
Tater says, this poor stadium, poor training facilities, poor changing room, poor country, poor Ireland, poor potatoes, whatever. We'll get into all that today. Chad, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Chad Schrader on the board. We missed you, man. Nice to see you back. He says this. What's up, Yinzer fam? Art Rooney the second. Please step down. Let Ryan and Mike take over. I couldn't agree more. Keep lobbying. Chad, always great to see you back on the board, my friend. Hope all is going well for you in this off season. Great seeing you, sir. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, almost like those don't determine winning. RB says, if all three teams make it, you have to shave Derpy's back. That's for Mike, of course. And Mike only.
No. That's for you.
And Mike only. Chad says, this Bob Nutting finally dug his head out of his rear and made some awesome moves in free agency. And you know what? People tell me this. They say it doesn't matter what the fans really want, and it's bullshit. Because the fans made it known that they weren't happy with this Pirates team. And guess what they did? They went out and spent more money than they ever did in the history of the league, in the history of their team. They never spent $101 million on payroll. Pirates fans stopped going to the game. Pirate fans started expressing how they felt to the team and the way they booed and, just everything. And then people saying, and everyone's going to say, well, it had nothing to do with Mike Tomlin's firing. But guess what? Mike Tomlin decided to walk away after the season. So it might not have affected the team's decision, but the fans have power, baby. Don't tell me they don't have any power. Again, the Pirates, after a couple seasons of walkouts, all these things, they finally spend money. And I agree with you. $101 million, Chad, is what they spent this year, more than they've ever spent in the history of the franchise. I think they're going to get some wins this year. Tater Tard says this. He says, Rooney neglecting the team and your GM Omar Khan isn't the brightest. That's what I read over here. Interesting. What are they writing over there? Crayon? What's the standard in Ireland? Christopher's. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say still quill and parchment.
Quill and parchment, and those feathers.
It looks pretty, but you might not be intelligent.
I just always hear potatoes. I don't know a lot about Ireland. I just know that there's a lot. They really love their extremely bizarre amounts of potatoes in Ireland. I don't know anything about that, but let's move on the board. Christopher says this. I'm creating my own draft board. Wide receiver Denzel Boston is my choice as our number one pick. You know what? And that just might end up playing out that way. Christopher. Tortilla says y'all GM paid Diddy Watson to Yeah, what's your GM doing? Didn't he ain't they paying half of the quarterbacks in the league right now? The Browns, Mike?
They're paying the Joe Flacco. They still owe like $1.4 million. Deshaun Watson has another $80-some million or some shit. I forget what it is for this year. If you give me humor me for 10 seconds, I'll pull it up.
I would like to see. I would like to see us get one of the quarterbacks just so we can make a backup so they could be on a team that's beating the Browns while they're paying us. Go ahead, Mike.
Deshaun Watson, $80,716,514. That's 26.6% of their cap.
26, a quarter of their cap is going there, guys. So there you go, Tater. Keep eating your potatoes. You're going to be fine. And one more time before I log out of this screen, Mike, you want to hear Tater's dad one more time before I get out?
Yeah.
This was Tater, of course, reacting to Tater Tot falling asleep.
Fucking think you can lay around my house all day doing fuck all. Go find a fucking job, you fucking sausage roll looking twat.
There you go, everybody. That is Tater's dad.
Sausage roll looking twat would never get old.
That is Tater's dad. Real time, real life. There you have it, everybody. He was a real joy to talk to. I do want to say good afternoon to Lindsay. Always great seeing Lindsay on the terrible board. Lindsay, how are you? We're going to get into Mike again. Yes, Tater's not wrong. We are going to talk about the grades. They were failing. And again, as you see on our thumbnail, we certainly acknowledge it. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the combine. We're going to talk about the combine moving forward. And we also have some other stories here from within, Mike, that we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, or this offseason. So we got a lot to get into today. Welcome, everybody, to episode 916. Michael, how are you, bro?
I'm living the dream today, my friend.
All right.
I'm just living the dream. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm ready to rock and roll and do this, baby.
You ready to head into the weekend?
I'm ready to head into the weekend.
I am too. Let's do this. Let's do this, man. It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm this weekend. Lots of things to do. Here we go. Out of 319 prospects, Mike, showed up in Indianapolis yesterday over the past couple of days at Lucas Oil Stadium for the 2026 NFL Combine. They're going to be participating in the 40-yard dash, the bench press, the vertical leap, the broad jump, the 3-cone drill, the 20-yard shuttle, the 60-yard shuttle, and other and different various other workouts, Mike. It's going on. It started yesterday with the defensive linemen, the linebackers, and place kickers. A lot of comments. I know RV is certainly on top of this. I know that people were getting excited, Mike, and today is no different. We have defensive backs and tight ends, and I got to be honest with you, this is a pretty damn intriguing group as well. I know a lot of people look forward to seeing a lot of these more skilled players that you did see yesterday. We were talking Sonny Styles and the rest of these guys. However, today, Mike, the tight ends, DBs, tomorrow's all the offense, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and then the line on Sunday. So a lot to get into. What are you most intrigued about out of these two positions today? Are you going to be focusing on DBs, or is the tight ends going to be your main focal point?
Arthur Smith's not here, so I would not be checking out the tight ends. I'm going to be going DBs. DBs is because depending on if we re-sign either James Pierre or Asante Samuel Jr., we will need a corner, and we definitely need a safety. Preferably like 2 safeties in this draft, maybe even 2 corners. You can say that for a lot of positions on our team, but definitely looking at those 2 positions right there. Definitely checking out the DBs.
Yeah, absolutely. DBs, of course, are always fun to watch, Mike, as they are the receivers who can't catch quite as well as the guys that are going out to be the receivers in the NFL. We find this out, of course, a lot of the time, Mike, but the DBs certainly are on the list today. And I do want to say, let me move on. These are some things, Mike, that was said about the Steelers, because they did. There was a ton of meetings. I'm going to get some of these meetings out today as well. Who met with the Steelers, who informally or formally at this point, Mike. But these are some of the comments made by some players coming out into the NFL draft this year at the Combine yesterday. I'm going to go right here to saying. I had one specific one I was looking for, but I am not seeing it right now. Jordan Tyson, Mike, says this: the biggest thing he learned at ASU from Hines Ward was his pro habits. Mike, Hines Ward taught Jordan Tyson his pro habits. Again, some comments just made related to Steelers. Yeah. There you go.
That's, a good advantage for him, because if the rumors are true about Merlin Wilson, not
absolutely
having that type of maturity coming into the pros. And you hear that a lot of guys too, like they're welcoming the NFL moment. Something that didn't happen on the field was off the field, of like the freedom that they're given. Whereas in college, everything is regimented. You come in from this time to this time. In the pros, it's like, hey, here's our work day, because it is a work day. After that, you're on your own. You can do whatever you want. Those guys that come from
work. It's a well-run
well-run colleges, like they know, okay, I got to go in and do my things. But other guys, like, I actually have freedom for the first time in my life, and I got a lot of money. You're going to see who had it, drilled into them from college and who did not.
Yeah, no, you're right. And again, it's a job now. It's no longer
Yeah.
school anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's a big adjustment. I'm just, like, for anyone. Shit, man, if I was that young and, with that amount of money, I don't know if I would be able to lock in like some of these guys do. I'd be the one blowing all my money my first year.
I would too. I'd be broke by the end.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'd be broke by the end of my first fucking by the time the first game came around. I'd be like, Mike, can you buy me $5?
That would be me.
Stanford, is that the tight end? Mike, he says this. He modeled his career after Pat Fryermuth, growing up a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So again, a lot, and when I'm reading a lot about these guys that talk about the teams, it's just like the guys before we bring them here in any capacity. Yep. It's all the good talk, all the good. I love Pittsburgh. I love Coach T. I love the
greatest team ever.
Always, it's the greatest team ever. And then they get here, and some guys don't quite live up to that billing.
Yeah, these guys are like, hey, we need less stalls in the bathrooms.
Yeah,
let's go, boys. Sign me up. I'm here to play football, not shit on the company time.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. What's the receiver from Ohio State?
Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate. He also. Maybe I should look at my notes. Carnell Tate says this, if I can find it. Okay, here's what Carnell Tate said, Mike. It would be great to catch passes from Will Howard again. I miss him. I miss old Will Howard. You know what? If you come to the Steelers, you probably won't be catching passes from Will Howard.
You catch him on the practice field.
On the practice field is 100% true. You're right, Mike. And then one other person that somebody brought up on the board yesterday. Again, I'm learning a lot of these youngsters now. Again, I don't love the draft process.
Yeah,
I learn it. I know what's going on to it. But this guy, I'm learning more about some of these young men. And this guy, this Jennings Dunker, is that what his name is? He's the guy from Iowa with a mullet.
Oh, is he? He's what, the tackle?
He's the tackle.
They got two guys.
Yes. Well, he's a lineman. I know this. He has red hair. He has a mullet, and he is like this year's Scattaboo by appearance. You know what I mean? I don't know if his intensity is the same as Scattaboo, but this guy looks like a Pittsburgh Steeler. Mike, I'm looking at his Jennings Dunker is his name, and at the end of the day, I love the mullet.
I want my offensive lineman to look like that.
I do too.
Like that looks like a guy that will
that looks
do
like
whatever it takes to get an extra yard, or, in the line. Yeah, give me 5 guys that look like that might have some questionable police records coming from the bars. That's what I want protecting my quarterback.
Mike, he literally looks like somebody who's going to focus on nothing besides hitting the guy in front of him. He just, like a Scattaboo, he looks like a football player.
He looks like him and Mason McCormick would see each other, headbutt each other, and be like, we just became best friends. Bro.
Yes. It would be like the movie Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends?
You would go play Kung Fu?
Right. This is what I'm seeing with Dunker. I'm seeing on the board Vegas saying the Dunker should be in the NBA or working at a donut shop with that kind of name.
We have to do whatever we can to get him just on looks alone. I don't care if he might suck at football, but my God, I need this fucking ginger on my team.
Yeah, I don't even care if he's any good. Just get him here.
Just put him on the team. I want him and Mason McCormick need to go have adventures together.
So that is Jennings Dunker. Again, guys, just some things that I picked out from watching the Combine yesterday. We'll get into some, you know what, I talked about Sonny Styles earlier and just about how impressive he was, Mike. He has had the fastest 40 time of 4.4640. He had the best vertical leap at 43.5 inches. He had the best broad jump at 11.2. He had the best 20-yard shuttle at 4.26. He had the second best. I'm sorry, this 20-yard shuttle was the second best, tied with. You ready for this? Sit down, Mike. You better sit down.
Oh, I'm sitting down.
Kyle Lewis from Pitt. That's right. Kyle Lewis from Pitt is a big dog. I would watch for him in this draft as well.
Oh, Kyle Lewis people were saying he was moving like someone you'd see in the secondary.
You know what?
People were he's after his performance in the pro day, the way he kept intercepting passes in practice, there's been a lot of talk like, ooh, could he be like a inside defensive back, like somewhere playing on the inside back there, roving the middle of the field. Like he has scouts salivating on his potential.
He truly does, Mike. He falls in that category. He was, that started with the Canseys and all that flock that came out about 2 years ago. I think they're all playing for Tampa Bay's defense.
That's what it feels like. Yeah.
So if this cat goes to Tampa Bay, watch out because that defense is moving in the right direction, Mike. Kyle Lewis is a big dog. He will be nice in the NFL. If you get him, don't dread. I promise you, Mike. And then finally, as far as the bench presses go, the leader was a defensive tackle from Kentucky named David Custa. He had 37 reps on the bench press for the league yesterday. Again, that was all linebackers, defensive linemen, place kickers yesterday, Mike. Sonny Styles led in 99% of the categories again, and then at the very end there, Gusta 37 on the bench press. So first day impressive. I'm excited to see the DBs today. I'm excited to see tight ends, Mike. Offensive players tomorrow, wide receivers. How can you not love that? Running backs and quarterbacks, guys. Again, something that we should have paying a lot of attention to in this combine. Whether we make a move, whether we don't, Mike, just really acclimating ourselves with the quarterbacks, feeling what's coming up, knowing what's coming up next year, because again, we're going to have to make some kind of move eventually here.
Yeah, quarterbacks outside of like DBs, wide receivers, quarterbacks is what I really, really want to take a look at. See how these guys perform and throw, man. Because like you said, we need another body in the room. So it wouldn't surprise me if one of these guys isn't sitting there third, fourth round. They take a chance on him. We might not like it, might not agree with it, but I'm bracing myself for like a Nussmeier, Klubnik, a Ty Simpson, a Drew Aller.
Mike, let me ask you. Let's say you get Nussmeier, for example, just for the sake of this conversation, and then you have Nussmeier and you have Howard. How do you handle the draft next year when you actually do have quarterbacks that may be in our line of interest? I mean, let's say we go out and we grab one of these big dogs next year coming out. And we in our quarterback room consists of the big dog, Nussmeier, and Will Howard. Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? And is that even a possible thing?
It could be a possibility. One of them would go like I don't know if they would cut one. I think they would try and trade one. Figure out of like
look who's looking for quarterbacks and maybe try to get some capital.
Yeah, and try and get and move them for some sort of draft capital. I could, teams have done that in the past. Most famously, the Redskins when they had Kirk Cousins and RG3 before RG3 got blown up into a bajillion pieces.
And guess what, Mike? We can now do that. We could go out and get Kirk Cousins and have the same situation.
Yeah, hell yeah, let's go and do it. But no, it's a possibility. Do I think they'll do it? No, but I don't think it would preclude them from like if you got Howard one in the 6th round. If you get one in the 4th or 3rd round here, and you get one in the 1st round,
right?
That's a talent disparity there, at least an evaluated talent disparity. So you would assume the guy taken in the 1st round would stay. I mean, the other two would be like, okay, who's the best chance to be a backup or potential starter, and you keep that one and jettison the other one.
I just want to say, I just seen Tater Tard's last comment. He says NFLPA survey also says Pittsburgh canteen. See, this is the difference between somebody in Ireland.
What did he say? What was the last part of the comment?
The canteen failed the hygiene test.
The canteen.
The canteen. It's even funnier because earlier on he called me a Humpty or something like this. I'll get to that one here shortly. But, that's the difference between England or wherever the hell they're from over there and right here in Pittsburgh. We're talking football. He's talking about toilets and thinking about potatoes. So, there you go, Tater. Enjoy your Browns. We'll get to you eventually here. Let's get back to it, Mike. This is what let me grab some messages, and then I'll get to this. I'm going to get to some meetings that we did have, the Steelers had with players. Chad, I don't either. it was obviously a joke, but he is available. That's why I did say that. Kirk Cousins, I have no interest in that man on this football team. That's a step down from Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on, that's crazy talk, right? Let's get back to some of these messages, guys. I want to get to everyone today, Mike. I've been doing good all week. I don't want to finish off on a bad foot, so let's try to get them in today. Let's go to Mark Malone. What's up, my brother? Always great seeing the Mark Malone on the terrible board. He says this, the Irish are right. It's just the British that are homos. It's Mark Malone, you never disappoint, my friend. You never disappoint. Lindsay, always great seeing you. Always great seeing. Lindsay Tater says this is where it is. Mike Tater says this. He says, that Scottish accent, you numpty. There's a difference?
There is a difference, and oh man, you make one of them mad by saying one's Scottish or one's Irish. They don't take too kindly to it. That's like telling someone from Mississippi you're trying to do a Mississippi accent and you get like an Arkansas.
Right.
They get all offended. Like you both are moronical anyway. Unless you're from there and you watch our show, you guys are awesome.
And you know one thing funny about him? They have that stereotype with the potatoes. We've been on the show for 36 minutes, and he's never once denied the potato allegations. Mike, they love their potatoes over there. Let me scoot up here. Tortilla, he says, I'll watch the tight ends, but I better not see Omar watching the tight ends. That's close to ball. That's close to game ball. If it wasn't so early in the show, I'd toss you the game ball.
Arthur Smith is calling in. Hey, Omar, I know I'm not there anymore, man, but there's at least 5 guys at the tight end position you got to draft.
You got to get on these guys. Let's go to Christophus. He says, I know you guys think that TJ is going downhill, but I don't think he was healthy playing with one lung, and more than likely not, Chris. And hopefully it gets better because it doesn't. I don't think he's going anywhere. So it is what it is. Hopefully he steps it up and has a better year. He did get outperformed by Nick Herbig. Nick Herbig had 7.5 sacks this year. So do what you want with that. One guy's making pennies. The other guy is making quarterback money. And the pennies outperformed quarterback money. And we don't have a quarterback. I'm just connecting dots. That's all. Let me scoot up a little bit here. Just Learning says, but these guys, they make the money with the NIL. No two ways about that. Mark Malone, he says, we've got to get that guy. We got to get him. Hell of a stash, too. He's talking about Dunker. And with a name like Dunker, how can you not want this guy? How can you not want a guy named Jennings Dunker? Like,
the name, the look. He already wears black and gold.
Yeah, right.
If he looks like a Yinzer.
He does look like a Yinzer.
He looks like
my neighbor.
He'd be like, these goddamn Jagoffs down on 51. If they could ever get that road fixed,
yes,
he would fit in perfectly in this town. Him and Mason McCormick, man, I'm telling you.
Speaking of which, do you want to be a Yinzer? Do you want to move to this town? Do you want to live like the Steelers? That's right, guys. Miles Killebrew's house goes up for sale yesterday. Guys, this is right here in Pittsburgh. It's confirmed that Miles Killebrew moved to Tampa Bay. He moved his permanent residence to Tampa Bay. Is this telling? I don't know, but this is what I read in the newspaper. Mike, and his house is listed at $659,000 on Dantry Drive in Washington County. It's only 8 years old. So obviously Miles Killebrew, I think how long has he been here?
Been here a while. I can't remember exactly when we got him.
But if you were interested and you have this kind of money, guys, you can move into Miles Killebrew's home, up for sale as of yesterday. Again, Washington County, $659,000 on Dantry Drive, just an 8-year-old home as Miles Killebrew heads south for the winter, Mike.
A two Dum Yinzer fan fundraiser. We can all buy that.
We can all move into that house.
We can all move in. It might take all of our subscribers, but god dang it, we will do it.
I wonder if they have a doghouse for Tater. I wonder if they have a doghouse for Tater. If he does, it's probably nice.
We can build him and Derpy one, and they can share.
Or we could just give him a chicken coop or something like that for those two. Let's go.
Found him in Devo's pigeon coop.
Yes, exactly. And it is Friday, baby. Tortilla says Rodgers will be the safest man in the league. Mark Pruitt, I do want to say welcome back, Mark. I recognize the name. Welcome back to the board. Welcome back to the show. He says, this is the worst Rooney for sure. This is certainly a Rooney that's getting negative feedback. When was the last time? When was the last time?
Like, Rooney's haven't been the same since Dan stepped down.
Nope. Let's go to this. Aaron J. There it is, Mike. There's my message for the weekend. You know I'm going to have a good weekend now. Great seeing you, Aaron, as always. RB says, Dunker does not suck. Will be a very good guard in the end. You know what? That's what I'm hearing. And I would like him because, he looks like a freaking maniac.
Yeah, From what it looks like from his some of the highlights I saw of him and like his scouting profile. I was like, he's the kind of guy that's going to go from tackle to guard and just be a fucking mauler.
So we could have a dunker and a dugger. A dunker and a dugger.
And you know, all the Yinzers will be getting them confused.
Yeah. And it's one of them names. I mean, even remember Guy Whymper. When you get a guy that has a strange name, Yinzers love him. So I have no problem thinking that Jennings Dunker will certainly be a fan favorite if he would come to
Great
Pittsburgh.
fucking name.
Tater Tot says this: if Rooney has no interest, he should sell. Why do I even answer him sometimes? Why do I even acknowledge you, Tater Tard?
Because you acknowledge everyone.
All right. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says, keep on drafting them. Keep on drafting them. Maybe them tight ends, maybe, or quarterbacks, I think is what he's talking about. Probably. Because Tortilla follows it up by saying 3 quarterback package. I'm going to scoot forward because we did get that Tater comment. Tortilla says the collateral lateral play. The collateral lateral play. I like that. Chad Schrader says, I'm confident in Will Howard. I don't want no, believe me, nobody wants any Kirk Cousins. Nobody. Maybe Tater, but nobody here. I can tell you that. I do want to say welcome to Isaiah Coach. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show, Coach, if you will. 1974 Steelers, baby. There's no better than that. Was it that draft class, Mike, or was it the big one with the 4 Hall of Famers?
74 would have maybe. Hold on, I gotta look that one up. Man.
Yeah, do check out that.
I always forget the year.
But I do want to say welcome, Coach. Nice to have you. Tortilla says Pittsburgh runs on Dunker. I like Tortilla, Mike. He's really up for it. He's fighting. He wants that game ball. He's playing his ass off today. John,
yeah, it was 1974. Excuse me. Yeah, it was. My bad.
Arguably the best Steeler draft in history.
It's the greatest NFL draft in history. You get 4 Hall of Famers in the first 5 rounds, and then you pick one up in free agency.
Steeler freak, Big John Stud. Middle name Mud. He says, Blazing Saddles. We don't want the Irish. Christopher says this. I don't mind if we draft a quarterback with our 6th pick, but we have too many holes to waste picks on quarterbacks that are no better than Will Howard. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense when you say it that way. We need a lot of things to, instead of bringing in a guy that may not be the guy, we have a lot of holes that we need to fill right now. And again, we do know that the better quarterbacks, Mike, should in theory be coming out next draft.
It should, in theory. That's what we were hoping this year.
Right.
And it did not happen. So, like, there's something to be said, of why you always drafting quarterbacks. You keep doing that, you don't have one. But if none of the big dogs are there, why not in those lower round picks take a project? Take a project quarterback instead of taking like a project offensive tackle or a D lineman. Like at that point, everyone has flaws. Not many. You're not going to find many ready-made starters in the 4th, 5th, 6th round at any position. So why not gamble on the most important position?
Tater Tot says there's Irish in all of yous. Well, obviously we're the evolved Europeans. So yes, there's a lot of Irish people that have Irish, but they're more evolved, obviously. Obviously, Tater says this: do they sell houses on Gumtree in Pittsburgh? I don't even know what that means. That may mean something. But again, Tater, everybody. Let's go to John. Big John Stud says Rogers is the dinker. Rogers is a dinker.
He's a dinker and a dunker.
We have a dinker and a dunker. That's right. We'll have a dinker and a dunker. Just Learning says this: the quarterback from Vanderbilt is from New Mexico, and he was a wrestling state champion. I like that. Some fight. Gotta like that. A guy who could fight. I like a guy who could fight. John says this: the Roonies will have over $3 billion. No excuses for shitty support system to folks like to fly first class or economy class. Another example why the team is no longer relevant. Again, we are going to get into that here shortly. Talk about these this report card, if you will, for the Steelers. They mirrored my report card from school, and I'm not proud of this, Mike, but we are going to talk about it today. Let me get to this list though of people that the Steelers did conversate with so far, Mike. It's getting larger and larger, obviously, every day as we're moving along here at the Combine. Quarterbacks, Drew Allard did talk to the Steelers this morning. Ty Simpson, of course. Sawyer Robertson from Baylor. He had an informal conversation with the Steelers. Let's talk about some of the wide receivers, however, that did have conversations and meetings with the Steelers, Mike. We'll start with Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. We mentioned him earlier as he complimented Hines Ward. Carnell Tate from Ohio State would love love to catch balls from Will Howard again. He said this, said it.
Well,
Antonio,
they can do it on the practice field.
they could get together in Miles Killebrew's backyard and somebody buys that house. Mike, also Antonio Williams from Clemson had a meeting with the Steelers. Some informal meetings with the Steelers at the wide receiver position. Mike Chase Roberts from BYU, also Jacoby Lane from USC. They had informal meetings with the Steelers, as long as Caden Wetchen from Iowa. Two more that did have formal meetings were Elijah Surratt from Indiana, and finally Mekhi Lemon, of course, from USC, having official meetings with the Steelers. Sam Roush. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you caught them too, but Zachariah Branch from Georgia and Denzel Boston also had meetings with the Steelers.
And if I do miss any, do not hesitate to tell me, because I may not have them all here.
Yep.
Mike, the tight end I was talking about before, of course, was Sam Roush. He also had the comments. What did Sam say? He modeled his game after Muth. He is the tight end that we did talk to. Let's talk about some defensive linemen that was interviewing with the Steelers so far at the Combine. Mike, Darrell Jackson from Florida State, Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, Caden McDonald from Ohio State, and Rashawn Benny from Michigan were the defensive linemen to have interviews with the Steelers at this point. Linebackers, Jake Golday from Cincinnati, Bryce Botcher from Oregon, who has an informal meeting. Edge rushers, Anthony Lucas from USC, Overton, LT Overton from Alabama. There were some edge rushers that talked to the Steelers. Mike, let's look at these cornerbacks, because I know that a big interest and concern of ours moving forward is the defensive backfield. Let's take a look at some cornerbacks and safeties that had interviews with the Steelers so far. I'm going to start with D'Angelo Pons from Indiana. Mansour Delaney from LSU. Colton Hood from Tennessee. Keith Abney from Arizona State, Kalante Scott from Miami, and Jermod McCoy from Tennessee. Those were all official meetings at the Combine with with cornerbacks and the Steelers. So I'm going to give you the unofficial, the informals now, Mike. Hezekiah Massis from Cal. Dalen Everett from Georgia. How do you pronounce? I don't want to say this guy's name wrong. Brandon, is it Sissy?
That's what I'm going. Sissy or CC?
Yeah, we're gonna go CC. I don't want this guy mad at me.
I don't want him coming after me. Calling him a sissy.
And then finally, Mike, the safeties that we talked to. Let's go to the safeties. Dylan Theineman out of Oregon. We talked to him officially. AJ Halsey from LSU. Mike, one of your guys, Zach Wheatley from Penn State. And Genesis Smith from Arizona were all official meetings that we had with safeties. In the informal meetings were Bud Clark from TCU, Bishop Fitzgerald from USC, and finally Jelon Kilgore from South Carolina. Mike, and I said, if I missed any, I do apologize, but the list I got right before I came on, these were the names that were included. These were the official meetings. Mike, I think, what did we say yesterday? They get about 45 of them this weekend. They got a nice chunk so far.
Yeah, they got a big chunk, and then you'll have like pre-draft official meetings, and then like the top 100 meetings or whatever they call them. So it's going to be, I know before, like if you track who they were meeting with along the way, you kind of had an idea of like the guys like Tomlin and Kahn and Tomlin and Colbert would like to draft. They would meet those criteria of X amount of meetings. Now with Mike McCarthy, we don't know, what's going to be a smokescreen, what's going to be an actual thing. So it's a lot of information out there now. We just have to sort through it, and it's going to be interesting to see what guys we draft based, and then we can get a track record for McCarthy. So going next year, we can have even fine tune it even more. But yeah, they're meeting with a lot of people, and looks like a lot of receivers and a lot of DBs.
Absolutely, and you know what? It should be more, if you ask me, in my opinion.
I'm still worried about a tight end meeting.
I don't even have any tight end meetings.
Come on now.
And I want to ask RB on the board. Let me ask RB, because RB is very knowledgeable on the board. I'm seeing a lot of scoop by him. RB, let me ask you, who would be the ideal home run first round pick for Omar Khan and the Pittsburgh Steelers this year? For us as fans, across the country, the media, to say that this is a home run. Who's the best possible case scenario the Steelers could realistically get and use trade capital if need be? RB, I'd like to hear your opinion. Throw that up on the board. Who is the best first round pick the Steelers could possibly get this year? That would be a grand slam, not a home run, a grand slam. RB, interested to see what you got up on the board, Mike. Quickly, in your opinion, we're going to get back to the board.
My ideal first pick right now, I'm leaning towards Mekhi Lemon.
And that's the best case scenario. We couldn't do better. All right, interesting. Let's jump back on the board here. RB, okay, I'm going to go right here. Let me jump up to RB, and then I'm going to come back, Mike. RB right now is saying what you're saying. He says, I would say Lemon, but he will be gone. But to me, realistically, is Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, is it possible to use our draft capital to jump up and get Lemon? Again, if that's the best case, if that's the grand slam, by all means, should we do it, Mike? Should we do it?
Yes. If like my whole philosophy when it comes to the draft, if I'm running a team, if there's someone I think that could change my team for the better, and it's a slam dunk, no brainer, I pick him first overall or first round. He's going to slot him into this position no matter what it is, and that's going to change the trajectory of my offense or my defense. I'm going to go get that guy. Like, and draft capital be damned. I'd rather have a home run pick and
have
a bunch of misses along the way. Like swing for the fences. Be aggressive. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that because you're fucking trying. You're doing what you think's the right thing to do. It should have the courage of your convictions of like, this is the guy. Go get him. Make it happen. Now, there's going to be factors involved, but if you can, fucking do it. Don't oversell, but go fucking get your guy.
RB says this. He thinks Lemon is going to be the first wide receiver off the board, which I think a lot of people would come to that conclusion as well. He says he thinks he's going to go top 8. Mike, is it possible? And again, why not in Pittsburgh? You got 155 picks you could use. You have so much draft capital. It's coming out of your ears. Why not go out? And as you said, why get 5 guys in the later rounds who may or may not even be on this team a year from now? Do what you got to do. Be ballsy. Make a name for yourself. Make a splash for the Steelers with Omar Khan in Pittsburgh. All this draft capital. Go out and get that guy. Is that so far out of the question?
I don't think so. I don't think so because we're at 21, and you might have to move in inside the top 10 to get them. Because
that's what
Chiefs need a receiver. The Browns need a receiver. Saints might need one, but they have all those needs. But you can do it. You're gonna have to use your first this year. You might have to use a first from next year if a team's being greedy. But you know what? Go ahead and fucking do it. Do it. And then if you want a first round next year, figure out something else how to get one of those picks back. Go and get someone that you think can be a franchise changer. If you think he can be a franchise changer, you move heaven and earth to get that guy, and you go and do it.
I agree with what you're saying. I do, because again, this team needs to take some risk eventually. Yeah. It's been very safe for very long, and it's gotten us safe results.
Yeah.
Again, you want to be successful, there's got to be risk involved in anything that you do. Yeah. Otherwise, you are just going to be very safe.
It's worked for us in the past, and it also backfired on us. Worked wonders when we traded up to go get Polamalu, and it kind of backfired when we went up and got Devin Bush. But that's the NFL draft. It's a crapshoot.
I'd
rather be aggressive.
You know what? This is the best possible time to take advantage of that and be aggressive. Again, you have the changes, you have the system, you have the coaches, you have the draft in Pittsburgh, you have the capital. If there is any time to do these kind of moves that you're talking about, Mike, I would say that now is it. If you don't do it now, then when? So, Mike, I think if we're going to get aggressive, if we are going to display that, show a little risk, maybe to looking at the risk reward. This is the year, in my opinion, Mike. Yeah. This is the year. No other year is a better time to do it than right now.
Yeah, because you do it this year, and say if you have to trade this year's first, this year's second, and something from next year, you still have for sure 2 2 third-round picks, a potential third-round pick as a compensatory pick. You can package those plus extra 4s and 5s to move back into the second round this year. So you still have a guy in the first round, second round, and third round. You're still getting good quality players in the draft. So they have a lot of flexibility with these draft picks. And it's like they were stockpiling these picks to potentially move up to get a quarterback, but they all went back to college. The ones who came in turned out sucking. So why not use one of those for a top flight wide receiver or a top flight corner or a surefire can't miss left tackle, positions that are premium in the NFL? Go get one of those guys.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I do apologize, but I did want to get RB's take on that. Let me move back a little bit, and then I'm going to work back forward, Mike. I'm going right here to Chad. Chad Schrader says, I would love to see Tate on our Steelers, but he'll probably be gone. Plus, I have an autographed card of him. Hey, you know what? As a fan, that's as good as reason as any. If you have anything with an autograph, he automatically becomes one of your favorite players. Believe me, I relate. Believe me, I can relate. Christopher says this. He says round 6 and 7 are usually drafting special teams. A lot of times, yes. I'm going to go to RB right here where he is saying Denzel Boston, has an agent paying for people to hype him up or something. 4th round talent getting 1st round buzz, going to run a 4.55 40 to 4.55 to 4.65 and only weighs 203 pounds. He's a Timu, Mike Evans. That's what RB is saying about Denzel Washington. He's saying Mike Evans, Timu Mike Evans without the size. Jeez. You know what? I'll take your word again. I'm learning. This is certainly not my field, Mike. That's why I turn to the experts. And again, we will be bringing in, Mike, next week. I'm going to introduce our new draft team. We do have a draft team that we've been building and working on for a couple of weeks that are sharp tuning. They're fine tuning their skills. They're getting their equipment together. We'll introduce them on Monday, Mike. And I think they're going to give us pretty good, from what I'm seeing, they're going to keep us on top of this, what these kids coming out of college look like. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what these people have to say.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Let's go to Chad. Chad says, Caleb Downs, I see him going to the Colts to play with his brother Josh. It's possible, for sure. Steeler Freak says the players should do all the events in a uniform, in an NFL uniform. Pajamas means nothing and can provide a false evaluation. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him running around in pads either. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Or RB. Okay, we did get that. Let me scoot forward a little bit here. Let me go right here. RB says Tate is being overrated by the draft community because of being a Ohio State wide receiver. He's damn good, but he's not better than Lemon. Excuse me. Corey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Corey Beavers from the Don't Drink That podcast right here on YouTube, guys. Go check them out. You like conspiracy theories? And go check out Corey Beavers on Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. Good stuff. I watch it a lot, actually. Let me see what Corey says. He says, hey, fellas, wide receiver needs to be our first move in both free agency and the draft. We got to make up for not having a wide receiver 2 for 3 years. Man. That hit, man. When I think about it, it makes you wonder what the fuck they're doing. How can you go that many years without realistically trying to put together something with a wide receiver? And it was pathetic at best last year for sure. Let's move forward. Cody says, how do you model your game after Muth stand in the middle of the field wide open while the quarterback throws checkdowns? But keep in mind, before when things went downhill, Pat Fryermuth was looking pretty damn good to start his career, Mike. First 3 seasons, no tight end in Pittsburgh Steeler history, not Heath Miller, not Eric Green, not anybody had more catches in their first 3 seasons. So it wasn't really his fault that things fell off. I mean, he's still doing the things he does. He just hasn't been included under the Matt Canada or Arthur Smith system, which is unfortunate because they had a 53 tight ends. I don't get it.
Yeah, you saw what he did like that first year with Ben. He was putting up touchdowns and yards, and then even like that year with Trubisky and Pickett, like his yardage or his touchdowns, percentage, I think he had went from 6 or 8 to 0, but the yardage and the volumes of catches was there. So you're like, oh man, at least he's they're utilizing him, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like everyone forgot about him.
I have nothing bad to say about Pat Freiermuth. I've always been I'd never been disappointed. Again, if the system would have stayed the same, he would have continued to get his. It just changed. It changed. And again, Matt Canada and Arthur Smith, I think just say those two names. It starts to make a lot of sense. RB says this. He says, no one wants to hear this. Wide receiver is so deep that outside of Lemon, Cooper, and Tate, you're better off waiting for later. You'll have 2 times the wide receiver still in 3 and 4 than we've had in the last 5 years. Very interesting. The wide receiver, and I keep hearing this, Mike, about the wide receiver position coming out of this draft is as strong as it's been in quite some time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really, really, really deep wide receiver class. But if you can get one of the top ones, I'm going to go and get one of the top ones. You know, I'd rather have the best if I can get them.
Corey is saying, or as the kids say, we'll be mid. We'll be mid. John Steeler Freaks is a wide receiver, needs a quarterback to deliver to. You know what? That's a very good point. But in the same sense, John, it's in the building process. You know what? We're hopefully going to have a quarterback at some point. However that plays out, whether it be this year, whether it be next year, I mean, you have to have all the pieces in place if you want the quarterback situation to turn out right. So I have no problem with getting this wide receiver room right, considering that we have a depleted, at best, wide receiver room. And again, I kind of look at it as the whole, because when you do get that quarterback, you want to be able to take him and place him on a team that got some good things going on. So again, getting a high wide receiver in this draft, I think would go great, a long way for the Steelers, Mike. Let's go to RB. He says, also another first-round home run could be Lee Hunter. Let me scoot up a little bit, see if I can get some scoop on him. RB says Hunter is Don Terry Poe-like, can play zero tech and then also shift end to rush the passer. Very interesting. He's a possibility as well. It could be a home run. Mike, you know anything about Lee Hunter?
Yeah, he's one of the big bastards on the D line from Texas Tech.
Okay. They look good this year, right?
6'4", 330. Pair him on the opposite side with Derek Harmon, and you throw Y.A. Black in there. Hey, I'm not opposed to a first round D lineman. You know, like I said, the only positions I wouldn't take in the first round are edge rusher, and
Mike, what was the
that
last?
Might be about it. Edge and quarterback.
You may know off the top of your head. I don't have it off the top of my head. Who was the last person that hasn't been a lineman that was our number 1 draft pick? Was it Kenny? Because we have Broderick. Yeah, I don't remember anybody else that wasn't a lineman, offense or defense.
Wow.
Kenny would be the last.
Najee
after Kenny.
Yeah.
Damn, how long has it been since Kenny's been
here? No, it would have been Kenny. My bad. It was Kenny because it was Najee first, then Kenny.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then we want Brojo. Then we want oh wait.
And Fatanu and Derek Harmon, and I mean, there's only been so many years since we drafted Kenny.
Yeah,
what was it?
My 20? God, yeah. Am I missing a year?
No, you're not missing a year because go backwards.
We gotta be missing a year.
Harmon, Fatanu, Broderick
Jones. There's a year we're missing.
No, because this is 26. When was I don't know. RB help.
I'm drawing a blank.
Let me just scoot forward though while we figure that out. Mike, Christopher says this: we better draft a real nose tackle, wide receiver, 1 left tackle, cornerback, and safety with our first 4 picks. We can get a good linebacker later on. Christopher is really into this too. I'm digging the enthusiasm from Christopher. He says March 9th is the start of free agency. That is the tampering period, of course, that he's talking about. Yeah, it's also the day Romeo Doubs becomes a Steeler. Omar Khan has a plan, guys. I hope you're right. I hope he has a big plan in store for whatever happens here with our Steelers. But March 9th is the beginning of tampering period, and the 11th of March is the official start at 4:00 p.m. of free agency, guys. Just tomorrow's 2 days from 2 days from March. So, guys, a week and a half. Steeler Freak John says this: my theory is Muth is on Roger's shit list. I couldn't agree more. And I don't know why. Did they just bump heads? Is there just something they don't like about him? But there's not much. I can't figure out what's going on with this offense sometime, Mike. But not many people can. Let's scoot up to Corey, where Corey says this. He says, I still think DK should reconstructure for his actions last season so we can spread that money out for other needs. Mark Malone, he says, this my biggest hopes this year are the Dante Corleone. Like I just I'll do this for the next 3 years if we get Corleone. I'm just saying.
I want Dante Corleone.
I'm
He's
just
short,
saying.
He's fat. It has a great name.
And you will never see me go a day without doing this for the rest of the 2 weeks. I'm telling you, I won't. I won't. I can't. Let's do scoop forward. Ty, my man, what's up, brother? Always great seeing the great Ty, the GOAT. He says JPJ is the GOAT, but I disagree. I say Ty's the GOAT. What's up, brother? Always great seeing Tyrone on the terrible board. Let's go right here. Corey says this. Najee's first year was Ben's last year.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think we missed a year, Mike. I think that's how it played out.
No, we got it right. Yeah, I pulled it up, and for some reason, I thought we were missing a year.
Traded number 1 for Minka. Okay, yes, there was. It,
that was 2020. We got Chase Claypool.
Yes.
Then it was like first rounder was Najee, then Kenny, then Broderick, Fatone. Yeah, I thought there was another draft in there. I don't know what I was thinking.
It seems like there could have been, but there wasn't.
Because it's coming up on those guys' 4th year. And
yes.
There's the 5th-year contract option. I was thinking that 5th-year option, and he was in his 5th year. There had to be another draft in there. Yeah. It's been a long day for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, man. It's Friday, bro. You could get. Hey, when you get done, you could drink all the Duquesne Pilsner you want, and you'll be just fine. Just give me another hour. Give me another hour of your time, Mike, and we will get you there. I swear to you, my friend. We brought up Chase Claypool, Mike, and I find no other situation where I can have to segue into this particular story. Real quick, I will continue on the board in just a moment. We have a lot to get into as the report card. Also, Mike, a big topic today for the Steelers. Again, it matches my high school report card. I have plenty to say about this. Let me go with this story real quick, Mike. Miles Boykin, he defends misunderstood GP and Chase Claypool for their time in Pittsburgh. Miles Boykin said these two guys were just misunderstood.
I think all that time on special teams did something to Miles' perception of reality of misunderstood. Chase Claypool has bounced around the league. Like he couldn't make
how was missing every pass thrown to you a misunderstanding? Right, remember, he forgot how to catch.
Like you're in a 2-minute drill, you're dancing, celebrating a first down. Like, bro, let's go. Then he left Pittsburgh, goes to Chicago, can't do nothing there. That was when Chicago really sucked. But then goes down to Miami. When you were like more or less like the 3rd or 4th option down there, and you couldn't get open and couldn't make plays when you should be going up against a substandard defensive back.
Absolutely.
And GP, there's something wrong with George Pickens because at the end, after the season's over, all the reports of being late in Dallas is all coming out. There's something wrong with those guys.
Come on.
All the talent in the world, like at least Pickens is, being available to play and making the plays, but Chase Claypool he was just a wasted talent, man, wasted potential.
I also do want to just say, as I wrap this part, that conversation on Mike, I do want to say that Dallas does give George Pickens, they do place the franchise tag on him down there in Dallas. So that is going on.
He is not happy about that.
No, you're right. Let's get back on the board, everybody. Welcome. Glad to see everybody again today. Episode 916 of the Two Dum Yinzers on Combine Weekend. Yesterday, we did get to see the linebackers, defensive linemen, and place kickers. Today, we get to see defensive backs, tight ends. Tomorrow, again, the times change, Mike. It starts a little earlier. Tomorrow's a 1 o'clock start. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. That's 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow. Today's another 3 o'clock start, 3 to 8 today. And then Sunday, offensive lineman, that is 1 to 5. So if you plan on watching the Combine this weekend, guys, the times do vary a little bit. Just keep that in mind. But today, 1 to 8. 3 to 8, I'm sorry, 3 to 8 is the defensive backs. Tight ends could be worth your while to check out some of these tight ends in the Combine this year. Let's get back to the board. I'm going to go right about here to, don't drink that. Cody says Omar Khan is ass. Cody's in the house in his rare form. I do want to say welcome to Max M Sparks. I'm sorry, M Sparks. Welcome. Thank you so much for the super chat. It will certainly go right back into the show. We appreciate it, sir. He says, what's good? Ian's Pittsburgh Steelers for life. Steeler Freak says Khan is, he said he's soft as baby shit, Mike. He says Omar Khan as soft as baby shit.
Ooh,
RB
interesting.
says he made about the Minka. We did bring that up. John says this. He says part of the Rodgers deal is doing things in his offense his way. That includes who plays and the type of plays run, accept it or don't take him back. You know what? That could very well be true, and I don't like that. I'm just saying we're not learning to win. We're not learning to win. They're letting Aaron come in and win when he can and do what he wants. And when we can, he plays great against poor defenses. He doesn't play so well against good defenses. I just don't think it's worth it. Again, I don't think this team is learning how to win with Aaron Rodgers here. That's just my opinion because he's not always going to be here. He's a Green Bay Packer who's going to retire a Packer. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers need to focus on learning how to win in the meantime. But again, let's let Aaron bail us out every week, except against good teams. Somber, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Somber on the terrible board. Somber says this. Somber says, I'll take any nose tackle in the first or third rounds. Draft crushes only lead to disappointment. Interesting. RB says it's because Kenny was enough ass to make you think we wasted 2 picks. Like maybe that's where that other year went. Tortilla says Ty Motion Simpson. M Spark says misunderstood Mama's boys, going back to GP and Double C, Chase Claypool. Steeler Freak says Jenny was 4 years ago and aren't any closer. That's on Rooney. Very interesting. Very interesting. Are we any closer today than we were 4 years ago in this rebuilding, trying to get better, I guess you could just simply say. Just Learning says this. Healthy Big Ben would have made Chase a great player. But you know what? Chase never turned out to anything anywhere. He had problems everywhere he went. As Mike said, he should have been more productive on the Miami offense for sure. If anything, if that offense could make Jonnu Smith a Pro Bowler, it should have certainly made Chase Claypool a little bit better, right? But point taken, though. I definitely understand. And John says Kenny. RB says Claypool was 6'5", 235, and tried to lay down as he caught. What was that? Remember he had something weird where he would lay down. Yeah.
He had the Kyle Lockett syndrome.
Yes. He says this. He says, like the photo negative to small wide receivers hoping to catch everything. Tyrone says, ready to see the DBs. I'm ready too, man. Again, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock today, 3 to 8. We got DBs and we got tight ends today on the combine. Corey says, don't drink that. He says something is wrong with his medulla oblongata.
My medulla oblongata.
Yes, that's what I thought that was from. Let's go to Just Learning. Don't drink that. Don't drink that. Is that the name of your channel? Go check him out. It is a pretty damn cool conspiracy theory podcast. Go check Corey out. Let's see. John says performance equals motivation taught by ability. Claypool had no professional motivation and thought his ability would carry him. So many that make that NFL mistake. Tyrone says, why can't I see everyone? Shaking my head. Mine looks like you. Go to the other one.
I put the link up in the chat.
I know that vertical drives me nuts too. I'm still trying to get used to it. That's Mike's baby. So that's why I didn't chop it down this week. Otherwise, I would have chopped it. I just know that that's Mike's baby, is the vertical version here on YouTube. But you know what? I'm trying to love it. I'm trying to love it. Let's move on over here to Just Learning, where he says we're on the winning side every year. RB says I'm for A-Rod and Ramsey both coming back for a simple fact they hold guys accountable. I mean, that's a good thing. I like the leadership of those two guys. No two ways about it. And he follows it up by saying, and these guys haven't had any accountability for 10 to 12 years. These two are needed to rebuild a real culture. Interesting take. Follows it up by saying, fix Tomlin's Animal House culture. Do you ever do whatever you want as long as you put up numbers? BS. Steel Loyal, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Steel Loyal on the terrible board. He says, fashionably late again. Jonas, hey, man, it's always great seeing you, brother. He says, name that movie. Fashionably late again, Jonas. I'm not sure.
No idea.
I'm not sure. I'm not really the movie guy here, Mike.
I'm a movie guy, but I don't know that one.
If anybody else knows, throw it up there. Also, Somber says this happiness comes from magic rays of sunshine that come down when you're feeling blue. Let's go to Tyrone. He says, okay, I found the right one. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, me too. Believe me. I'm doing work on the show like after the show and things like this, and I'm constantly going into the wrong one, and I'm trying to pull up pictures to do thumbnails and this and that, and I'm going into the.
I'm trying to help.
I know. That's why. Listen, that's why I'm like that. So I'm not saying anything unless it's on the air.
I'm trying to find more of the Steeler flock. I'm trying to bring people to the real home of the fan.
All right. That's logical. That makes sense.
I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet then.
Oh, you know what? I had such a good sound effect for that too. I thought of that yesterday, and I have
to sit here and be quiet.
Yeah. I'm building a nice soundboard because Finch was supposed to be my sound guy, and I can't. Where's my sounds? That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna badmouth. I'm just saying he's my sound guy. So I'm working on my own soundboard. I think you guys are gonna like it. Maybe again I'll get back on and get that tater tart one for the end of the show. Get that out there one more time. Let's get back on the board here, Mike. A lot of things still to get into today. We have this report card of the Steelers again. They might have just taken it. Might as well just taken it from my teacher when I was in high school. But we are going to get into that in just a second here. Let me get to. Corey says, just learning this. It's my channel name. Don't drink that entertainment specifically. Go check it out. I recommend it. He's a good guy. He's doing a hard work. And I got to be honest, I don't know anybody that's getting content out like Corey is. If you like conspiracy theories, go over there. You're going to find what you like there because there's a lot of stuff. Great job, Corey. Keep up the hard work, brother. Steel Loyal said, Twister is the movie. Helen Hunt, correct? Was that Helen Hunt? And
yeah.
All right, Twister. See, I'm not all that stupid. I knew it was Helen Hunt. Let's go to Steel Loyal, Bill Paxton. There it is. Helen Hunt. I'm showing my gotcha. And you know what? I'm showing my age because I knew that. And, of course, my face doesn't help either. R.I.P. Bill Paxton. Facts, R.I.P. Steel Loyal says, let me scoot up just a hair. 2490. There it is, everybody. The GOAT, Porter Island. Ty's calling. I like it. Porter Island. Steel Loyal says, ready to see the safeties and corners. Me too. Mike, I'm going to grab a couple more of these, and we're going to get into this report card. This is. I hope Tater Fellas. I hope he took his afternoon nap. Maybe we should have his dad try to wake him up again. Like,
is he having his afternoon tea?
He's having his afternoon tea and potato because he's in Ireland, right? Ireland.
Yeah, Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Let's go to Just Learning. Don't drink that. I like that type of entertainment. I'm going to check it out. You know what? Just Learning, so do I. I love that stuff. Go check them out. Steelers say, John says it's over under. And how many days before Ryan takes down the other YouTube podcast? Old guys don't like change. Of course, the vertical is what he's talking about. Like I said,
it's here to stay.
You
will learn to like it.
I trust Mike's judgment here. So that's all I'm going to say. I'll save the rest of my opinions for myself. Let's go to Tyrone says, me too, Mike. Penn Safety said he's close with JPJ. I mocked with a couple times. Is he good? I'm watching him today.
Yeah, I really like Wheatley. I really like him. He's in one of those. He's in that group of safeties outside of downs, getting like second round. Definitely get him in the third round, and I think he'd be a really good productive safety. Like him, you got Ramsey out of USC would be another good one. I think there's some really good safeties in this draft.
Maybe that's what it was all week. Early on in the week, when more people weren't seeing the messages, maybe they were just on that damn vertical one. I'm trying to love it. Listen. Let me move on.
I'm going in there. I put the link on so they can find it on the vertical and come over here and everything. I'm trying to help.
You're doing good.
I'm trying to help the team out and bring a new team, new guys.
All right, you're doing great.
Guys here.
Stop it.
Nope.
Let me go here too.
Don't make me quit again.
Cody says, "See, this is where I need my sound guy. Damn it! I have something for that. I have something for that in mind, and I
think you know what? You and I will talk off air. I have a solution for you.
I have a solution too, but he's never here.
Well, I got a permanent solution.
And then I have to do his work while
I got
do my
I
work.
got a final solution for you. That one's for you, Mark Malone.
So then I got to do I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Let me get back on the board again, guys. We're moving along here. It is the Combine. Let's go to Cody, where he says only Bill Paxton movie I've ever seen is Weird Science.
Great movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie. Also, Tortilla says 40 day vertical. John says this Tater's mom woke up and took her phone back. He's off the podcast. Ma, I need the phone during this period of time. The guys need me.
Mom, meatloaf.
Eat your potato, Tater. Eat your potato. I have to be on the. I gotta be there. They need me. Still loyal. He says, laugh my ass off. Well, the YouTube likes to hold us back from greatness. And then you ain't lying.
They do.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. They need to. Yes, you're right. Cody says you trust his judgment. The guy is a Penn State fan.
I'm an Indiana Hoosiers fan. Cody, you've been here long enough. You should know that. It's Hoosiers all the way.
All right, there he says Hoosiers all the way. I never even heard you say the word Indiana twice in my life until this year.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've said it all the time.
Let's go to Tyrone. Tyrone says, well, JPJ Muth is from Penn State. Yes, they sure are, man. Couple of good damn athletes there. Tortilla says, Ryan didn't know what to do for episode 1000, so we went vertical. There you go. That's the big scoop, Mike, for the big 1000th episode. It's going to be as vertical as it's ever been. How you like that?
You know what? I've been watching Top Gun a lot. We're going vertical.
40-day vertical. With this vertical. Steel Loyal says Pickens' franchise number is officially 27.29 million.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Shit, man.
Not bad for a guy that doesn't like to finish plays and
I know, right? Take plays off.
And be in meetings and the things that you need the guys to do. But hey, who am I to judge?
Hey, great work if you can get it.
Great work if you could get it. Absolutely. There's always that guy at the job. Mark Malone says, what the hell has the Derpinator been up to? You know what? He's out of his mind. He's around. He's around.
He's around.
He's around.
He's round.
But
he's our Dante Corleone.
He you know what? I got to dedicate more time to that whole story and everything going on with him. And I just don't have it today. Maybe one day next week, and we'll get into Derpy. Have a Derpy day. Let's move along though.
A Derpy day.
A Derpy day.
Derpy, terrible titty.
Somber says Predator 2, the Terminator. Come on, Cody. Just learning says Penn State wrestling #1. There you go, Mike.
Yeah, well, we're great at wrestling. The football, I really didn't know we had a football team.
Tyrone says, I know Pickens is pissed. Still loyal says, I think the Cowboys did it that way so George could still explore the market. If a team offers him more, he'll get traded. Mark Malone, he says, we used to do a final solution mock drafts where we drafted only white. Only white guys.
Jesus. I knew I shouldn't have made the final solution joke. I mean, I'm down for it because it would be kind of funny.
Let's see. Corey says, I'm starting to feel like we should have spent all of our money on defense last season and let Rudolph do whatever so we could spend this offseason focusing on offense. Now we need too much of both. And that's kind of what I'm falling into that category. This is what I fear as well. Every year we're not improving. We're just needing more. So again, very, very important offseason. We'll see how this thing plays out. Tortilla says 0 days without a robot accident, guys. Let's get into go ahead, Mike.
We have not yet had any technical issues on our side. Tortilla. Okay.
I swear to Pete. If something happens now,
there. Now that I mentioned it, yes, the equipment's going to hear me and fuck us, but we haven't had it yet. And
then finally, I'm going to get Ty, and then we're going to get into this report card, guys. I know everybody's ready to talk about how the Steelers graded this year on their report card, Mike. Tyrone says, we won that trade, not going to lie. Got high third and probably won't have him 3 years. And I'm lied. Let me grab one more. I'm going to grab Steele Loyal. He says, how much of our holes on defense because of Tomlin and Austin's scheme? That's the real question. And I'm very interested to see what Patrick Graham could do coming in with the same defense. So, again, a lot of questions. I mean, it's been very easy to use these gentlemen as a scapegoat. We're going to find out again a lot about this team this year. So, big offseason, maybe one of the biggest ever in Steeler history. Mike, let's get into the grades. I want to talk about the report cards. This is what I dreaded the most in high school, and I still get the feels when I think about it. I get chills. I don't like thinking about the report cards and all that fun stuff. But here we go, Mike. The Pittsburgh Steelers report card for this year, they actually graded second to last. So don't even give me this last place crap, tater tart. They finished second to last. Minnesota Vikings graded the best. The Minnesota Vikings graded the best, and this includes many things. This has, let me see what it has. It has something. It has home field. Let's see, home game field, food and dining, treating of families, nutritionist, dietitian, locker room, training room, weight room, strength coaches, position coaches, offense and defensive coordinators, special teams, team travel, everything, all these things above, general manager, team ownership. In the Minnesota Vikings, they finished, Mike, at the very tippy top of this list with an A+. You couldn't get any better. I guess whatever they're doing in Minnesota is perfect, apparently. It's not translating on the field, as these guys didn't even make the playoffs this year, but A+, Mike. The Ravens also, say what you want about the hated Ravens, but they also graded as an A+. In these NFLPA, Mike, A+ Baltimore. There you have it. The other A+ are the Denver Broncos and the Washington Commanders. So those four teams, you couldn't get any better. Apparently, this is the standard of what the grades around the league should look like. The A's alone, the A's are the Raiders, the worst team in the league. So do what you want with these numbers, with these grades. The Raiders are literally the number one overall pick. Keep that in mind. Also, guys, with the A's, Texans, Dolphins, Colts, Jags, Falcons, Lions, and Seahawks.
Okay.
They got A's.
Lions and Seahawks. All right.
Yeah, right. They're moving in the right direction. Things are good there. Mike, these are the A-. Now, mind you, we're almost. Listen, all right. Let me get to the A-. There's a lot of A's, isn't there? Just saying. The Bills got an A-. Other A-, Mike, the Saints, the Bears, the Packers, the Niners, and the Chargers.
All right.
They are all A's. Now we're going to get into B's. Let me count how many of these were A's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19 A's. Keep that in mind.
That's over half the league.
It sure is.
I'm not a math guy. Well, that's over half the league.
No, you're not. Let's get back to the rest of these NFLPA grades. Mike, came out yesterday. Scoring B's, the Jets, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants. 3/4 of the NFC East scored B's in their grade. Mike, dropped down to B-. In the Rams as well. I'm sorry. B-. The Panthers and the Patriots. The Panthers and the Patriots scored B- on their NFLPA report cards this year. Let's get to the average teams. These are the teams that are in the middle of the pack, Mike.
Okay.
Middle of the pack. Here we go. The Chiefs are the C+.
The Dynasty at a C+.
The Dynasty, the best team in the country right now for the past 5 years, is it a C+. Somebody covered Ding Dong's ears if he's still here. I don't know if he is, but the Cleveland Browns come in next with a C, Mike. The Browns with a C. It sounds good. However, on this list, it's pretty far down as there is only 5 teams lower than that. So keep that in mind as well. So Tater Tard may have taken his afternoon nap. So
yeah,
let's move along. Scoring C's, the Browns and the Titans. D+, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, mind you, there's only 3 teams left on this list. A C, a D plus is the Bengals. Mike, the Buccaneers, they got a D. The Buccaneers got a straight. They got the D. There you go.
They got the D.
They got the
on
D.
Hard.
And 2 teams left, Mike. One of them has a D minus and one of them has an F. The Arizona Cardinals finished 32nd overall, which I think they have a pretty amazing stadium. That thing rolls out into the. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, Mike, the Steelers, 31 out of 32, finished with a D minus. A D minus on their NFLPA report card, their annual report card that comes out every year. It doesn't seem to be getting better. It seems to be getting worse every year, Mike. It hasn't been good for quite some time. Let's talk about where we are, where we fit into all these categories, Mike. Treatment of families. The Steelers organization was graded 31st.
Oof.
31st.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be killing. Like Dan Rooney and Art, the Chief, got to be rolling over in their graves.
Well, this next one, Mike, the home game field got an F as well, tied in last. And I like this. As Steele is saying on the board, we could kind of use these little shitty things as a disadvantage for opposing teams. Who the hell wants to come and play on this grass? Nobody.
No one does.
So
we're used to it, goddammit.
Exactly. At least we know what the hell we know where the divots and holes are in this fucking field. Number 3, Mike, food and dining area. We did get a B minus, tied for 23rd. However, 23rd B minus. We did finish in food and dining. Say nutritionist for me. Nutritionist. Thank you, Mike. That is a B. That's also tied at 23. Locker room, and I like this as well. You know what? If players come here and they're not comfortable in the locker room, that could again play to our advantage. And again, we're used to it. So at the end of the day, why give these away teams computers and lounge chairs and everything else I'm seeing in these locker rooms nowadays? It's like a sci-fi film. Let it be a football locker room. Let the team come and suffer for a couple hours. Don't let them get comfortable. I don't know. To me, it works to our advantage.
Keep the visitor locker room shitty, but make our guys. I want them to feel happy to go in there, and have that be their place after a hard practice to go in and relax, and unwind. So upgrade the Steelers, downgrade even more the visitor locker room.
I agree. Make it look like a high school locker room for these visiting players. These millionaires got to come and sit in a stall that has no doors and big holes in the wall. I'm down.
Give the visitors the one toilet seat, and give our guys at least. We have 5 in there now. Let's give them 6. Give them 1.
That is one of the big arguments. Is only of the 5 toilets.
I know, right?
You have 53 guys.
You got 53 grown ass men on high protein diets, and you have 5 fucking shitters.
See, that plays word. I like that. I like it.
Cousin Eddie's outside. Shitter's full, Art.
Yes.
Shitter's full.
And maybe they're going out and pissing on the field, and that's what's turning the field up. They're shitting out there. Let's go. Locker room, Mike, is F. They're tied in last. Training room, C, tied for 24th in the league. On top of having a C in the training room, the training staff is at a B plus.
Imagine if we had a better training room with that B plus staff, man. It'd be better. Let's upgrade some equipment here.
Let's look at the weight room, Mike. That's a B. That's also tied 24. Strength coaches, a B minus, tied last. I mean, you have to try to be this bad at all these things.
Last?
I don't know, but you got to try to be last at everything. What are we doing, Mike? These report cards have been bad for years.
Like,
why is nothing being done at all? I mean, it's getting worse.
You got to spend money.
Fuck, what's the problem? Position coaches, Mike, is a B, tied for 15. Offensive coordinator, a B plus, tied for 14. Hold on. Defensive coordinator, a C, tied for 29. They're grading our defensive coordinator 29 as he comes over from the 32nd best team in the league.
No. This is from last year's roster.
Oh, okay. So it could get worse.
Yeah.
There's potential to be worse.
Did all the tight ends just vote for Arthur Smith and that was it?
I don't know. Well, special teams, we got an A minus, tied for 8th.
Yeah.
Travel, my team travel F, tied for last. What do they make these guys walk?
They're flying in that plane for Major League.
They're piling into a car and driving up the turnpike to Cleveland when they got to play is what I'm getting. How the fuck you get last in travel? This
is great.
This got to be a joke.
This is great.
Head coach Mike A tied for third. By all means, Mike Tomlin gets an A. Tied for third. Everything is so bad in Pittsburgh, but that damn coach, he gets an A. I don't know. Make it make sense. General manager, C+. Omar Khan is tied for 29. However, Mike Tomlin was holding him back apparently because he is the third best head coach in the league, while Omar Khan is tied for 29. I'm just saying. Let me get you the last one here. Team ownership, Mike, is a D-. It falls into 31st. That should be an F. The team ownership is not allowing any of this stuff to get fixed from year to year to year. That team ownership should be a big red minus.
Yep.
F minus right there. Dude, that's the answer. Yeah. If the owner would pick up his shit and improve these things would be better. Pay money.
Yeah, you got to spend the money. Like, do you want to keep going to a place that's a shitty rundown? Like, if your job is shitty and rundown, do you want
Every job I've ever had has been at a shitty rundown? But yes, point taken.
But you get my point though. Like some of these guys are coming from college facilities that make the Steeler facility look like you're going from the richest community in America to the poorest community in America. They're like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, that's how it is. Some of these colleges, man, their weight rooms, their nutrition programs are off the charts. Then you come in here, you're like, what the fuck is this?
It's like high school.
It's like, it's like I guarantee you, there's probably high schools in Texas that have better facilities than we do.
Let's see this. Jack Sperry. I just want to read this comment. He says, if you're wondering why Omar Khan got a C+ on the NFLPA report card, all you have to do is look at his wide receiver rooms the last 2 seasons. If I looked at his wide receiver rooms the last 2 seasons, I wouldn't give him a C+. This is why this guy is saying that Omar Khan fell to a C+ is because his wide receiver rooms, those are the worst wide receiver rooms I've ever seen in my life for starters. He says that's easily been the biggest thing that has held the Steelers offense back for the past 2 years. Blah, 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 blah. And finally, Mike, the football field, of course, is a big topic. A lot of people talk about this. They say it's borderline unplayable. We have a Division I college football team. We have all of our high school teams play their championships game. The Steelers play all their games, preseason games, et cetera, et cetera. I think they have concerts down and everything else, Mike. They're saying that the field is borderline unplayable. Again, in my opinion, that plays to our advantage if you're trying to pull some positives from this. But at the end of the day, Mike, sometimes people say that the field has been too sandy, too slippery, and too gooey, or some example or some words used to describe.
Like, what are they using? Are they playing in clay?
I think I know the answer to this, though. You want me to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Think of our roads in Western PA.
Oh,
they're some of the worst in the country. Yeah. And it's not because of lack of taxes. It's not lack of workforce. It's because Western PA is some of the shittiest weather in the country.
Yeah.
People from Buffalo might scoff, or people from – listen, we had more rain than Seattle a few years back. Nobody has more rain than Seattle. And if you have the cold weather turnover ratio that we have, that's plays hell on everything. You get all this water in the roads, and then it starts breaking when it gets cold because it freezes, and then it gets warm. Western PA has some of the roughest weather, believe it or not, in the country. And this may play, Mike, because, again, our roads are so bad. How can it not play an effect on a beautiful football field that's put together, Mike? I think has something to do with that.
And you look at people who take care of their yards. You still walk through them and stuff. They're still soggy. It feels like all the time, no matter how well you do it, because the weather is shit. And that's why if they ever build a new stadium, they need to take a look at the technology that a lot of these European soccer clubs use of the retractable field.
I'm just going to jump.
Say pristine year round, and then you can have other floors going over top of it, and your stadium goes down. Your playing surface goes down, and then you have another surface on top of it, so it stays fresh. They have to look into stuff like that because it's an embarrassment.
As Somber's saying on the board right here, he says Boswell almost blew his knee out on the field. It is not. Listen, it in a way, it is an advantage. In a weird, perverted kind of way, it is an advantage for us because, again, we are familiar with it, and so therefore we know how to handle it a little better. When other teams come, they don't. They have no preconceived notion of what it is that they're walking on just by what they know and hear. But at the end of the day, think of Miles Killebrew. He went down for a season. But on the other hand, Mike, the amount of players that actually go down with injuries due to the field from Pittsburgh is a very low number. Yes, we could point to Boz, we could point to Killebrew last year, but beyond that, it should be a lot higher.
Yeah,
it should be a lot higher.
It should be a lot higher, but God forbid the day it comes if we do get our franchise quarterback, or say this year we go out and we get one of the stud wide receivers, and their first game there they slip and blow out their knee because of the poor field. 64,000 people in that stadium should just rush the field and rip it up so they're forced to put something new in there.
Yes.
Because they ain't tackling all of us.
Let's get on the let's get back on the board, Mike. I don't want to leave anybody out today. Great show, everybody. Thank you for joining in. It's Friday, heading into the weekend. It's Combine weekend. Of course, today starting at 3 o'clock all the way up to 8 o'clock. You can watch defensive backs and tight ends at the NFL Combine do their thing today. Tomorrow is all offense. Saturday, 1 o'clock start to 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, again, it's a 1 o'clock, not a 3. 1 to 8 is quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and Sunday it does wrap up with the offensive line. So again, Combine all weekend. A lot of players might go over 300. I believe 319 prospects are working out this weekend in Indianapolis at the Combine. Steelers there talking, watching, taking notes, trying to figure out what it is we can do to improve this football team. Let's get back on this board, Mike. Is this is where we're going next? I think we're going to go right here. Maybe a little further down. All right, here we go. I don't even know if that's where we are. Oh, yeah, here we are. John says, why can other teams win a Super Bowl, tear down, and be Super Bowl competitive again, all the while the Steelers are boxing the clown? Boxing the clown. I like that. Let's do Scoot up here too. Mark Malone. Oh, it'll be a different team altogether. RB loyal, I think about 0% because it was Tomlin's scheme, and then it's about 80%. I do want to say welcome. I do want to say welcome to Squeege TV. Squeege TV, welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show. Great to have you, Squeege. Squeege says this, there was a lot of mistakes made, like giving Jonnu Smith a contract. We did so. We could do halfback tosses to him. And you know what? It literally worked 2 times during the season, Squeege. You're 100% right. He was my biggest disappointment of this season, Mike, was
mine too. That was a big letdown for Jonnu Smith, and thankfully, though, that contract is real easy to get out of.
Yes.
So that's going to be the best thing right there is we can cut his ass, and the dead cap hit is minimal.
Also, what do we got next? We got, I do want to say welcome to Squeege. Cody says, I've never seen the Terminator movie, Somber. Steel Loyal says this. Oh, I know, RB just had to throw Terrell Austin in there for the fuck of it. Let me scoot up to Ty says, I'm so glad Austin and Smith are gone. Man, me too. And again, we're going to learn a lot. We're going to see. Was it these guys? There's a whole lot of questions going to be answered this year. A whole lot. RB says this. He says, got you. Not that he isn't on the level of having double down syndrome, but he was just Tomlin's scapegoat. Steel Loyal says, exactly. We might as well keep him as a scapegoat till this season. Got no one to blame yet. Cody says Patrick Graham looked blaze on his one. He always looks blazed, don't he? That Patrick Graham. I want to hang out with this guy.
I know, right? Hey, man, at least he'll be calm, cool, and collected.
Right? I want to be calm, cool, and collective. RV says that's why I'm not anti getting a few upgrades and running it back. I think the biggest issue with the team was coaching and game planning, which could very well be. Steeler says I believe Tomlin was Rooney's scapegoat. It could very well be. Steel Loyal, if our DC is smoking weed, we might win the bowl. You know what? We might win that bowl. PFF does the grading of what Cody was saying about the grading for the NFLPA. I'm sorry. Tyrone says Graham McCarthy finna bake on and off the field. I like it. All going over to McCarthy's house after the game. When all the guys get off of work and they all go to one guy's house and they all just burn. I can see that going on down on McCarthy's front porch. When you go through Greenfield, you see all the guys. PFF is exactly what it sounds like. That was Steel Loyal. Tortilla says Rooney didn't want to pay for PFF Plus, so they gave him a bad grade. Tortilla, you've been on fire today. I'm going to do it right now, Mike, just because of where we are in the show. I'm giving the game ball. Tortilla, that's 3 today that I actually said, man, that could be game ball. Tortilla, you do get the game ball for the day, sir. Congratulations.
Well done.
Steeler freak John, I always told my teacher someone has to score below the average to have the average. Damn right. That's where I came in.
That's definitely you.
I set the floor.
You did.
Cody says PFF Pro football retards. Steel Loyal says we use our shitty field to our advantage. LOL. RB says they make an assumption of what it is and grade it on what they think they were supposed to do. And a lot of these are grades that come from players around the league. It's the NFLPA. So I mean, it's a fair assessment. Unbelievably fair. Unbelievably. Steel Loyal says the stadium is fugly. You know what? We're putting new seats in this week. I do know that. My multi-million-dollar project. Putting in, it's still yellow, but new seats this week up upper deck. RB says the stadium itself, no, but the playing surface here is the worst in all of pro sports. That's what they're saying. Tortilla, we the best. I agree. Ty says, cheap Rooney. Steel Loyal says we've been using our shitty field as our advantage for years. That's why is it a problem now? If you fix this field, we might be a 3-win team all of a sudden. We even get some of these wins maybe because of our field. Let's see if it's Tomlin or the field. Which one was it really, Mike? I don't know.
Ooh, the truth will be revealed.
The truth will be revealed. You can't fire the field.
You can set it on fire, though.
You can set it on fire.
You might not be able to. It's so fucking waterlogged.
And soggy, or what did they say? Gooey was the one. Gooey. I don't want to be involved with anything that's gooey, let alone a football field. John says giveaway team. Oh, moved on me. There it is. There it was. Here it is. Giveaway team leather helmets with no face masks. That's next on the list for the Steelers. RB says exactly, ours can be nice, theirs don't need to be. Exactly. F them. F the away teams. Cody says Steel Loyal, that stadium is fugly with a capital fug. Also, 5 Shitter Stadium. We had 3 River Stadium, like across the lot. Now we have 5 Shitter Stadium.
5 Shitter Stadium, baby.
John says this, and then Steel Loyal says, facts, bro. What's up with that random ass colors on the seats? I don't know. They're all yellow, aren't they? I think all the seats are yellow. I think
they are.
Tortilla says we win another Super Bowl. We get another toilet. Huh? Super Bowl wins dictates how many toilets we have in this building. 5 Shitter Stadium. Cody says, so what you're saying is we play in a trailer park. That's what they're telling us. Boy, am I glad Tater's gone. Whatever the hell happened to him. Mommy must have put him to sleep a little early today over in Ireland. It might be bedtime over there. I don't know. Who knows? RB says they can put the old Three River pissing trough in the visitor lodge. I like the pissing trough.
That thing was great as a kid.
If I could have a pissing trough here, I would have one, Mike, at the studio.
Like, you'd piss at one end and see how fast it would make it down. Control your stream and make it. Yeah, hell, fuck yeah, man.
The gentleman next to you's piss is jumping up on your shoe as you're standing there peeing yourself.
The splash radius with the trough was sometimes dangerous.
Somber says 53 players in a Sprinter van. Steel Loyal, the NFL just hates the Steelers, always have. Corey says they must not have music on the plane. I'm sure they, whatever it is, it's got to be bad. Whatever the traveling conditions are to be 30
I'm
seconds.
You, that plane is not held together with like the high speed tape that they use. They use actual duct tape to hold the Steeler plane together.
Yeah. RB says the issue the Steelers have is any money that is made goes into the pockets, not back into the team. Problem with having 50 minority owners. Interesting. Steeler freak John says the facility and the support does make psychological difference. Rooney is a tight ass, and his passive approach to the team is why it has been since it has been since 2009. And it just makes you wonder, as I said, why is nothing? I mean, yes, okay, you're cheap. That's one thing. But you keep getting a report card that literally says you're the worst in the NFL. Nothing is getting fixed, Mike. All these things from year
Yeah.
to year either stay the same or get worse, these grades.
You have to do something. You would think after, like you said, all these years of seeing these grades, you think you would be embarrassed to do something.
Right. I mean, you're
But
the Steelers.
But he doesn't see it that way. He says, "Oh no, that's just their opinion. Everything's fine." Like, these are like, like, do you want to work for someone who doesn't take like your opinion? Like, hey, here's this survey, fill it out. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna throw it in the trash. I'm gonna give two shits what you say. No, I'm not gonna want to.
I
I'm
have
not gonna
worked for
want to
that guy
stay
too,
there.
but
I'm not gonna want to come there, and I'm not gonna want to work harder for you.
Steel Loyal says, give Dan Rooney the keys already. RB says the Panthers' current majority owner made enough money as a minority owner as a Steeler to buy the Panthers. Steeler Freak says this. John says Najee tells the guys what SoFi and the Rams have for. Oh, absolutely. He's texting these guys every week. I promise you that. Cody says, I imagine Heinz Field being a mixture of trailer park, school, and prison. I gotta be honest. I never had a bad experience at a game. Let's go to this right here. Tortilla says, I was gonna defend Rooney, but the check bounced. all day. Tortilla must have had a good night's sleep last night, Mike. Killing it on the board today.
You've been on fire today.
I'm gonna go to John. John says Harris had it better at Alabama. I'm sure he did. Imagine going from Alabama to Heinz Field, then out to SoFi. Again, I don't know what they have at Alabama, but I'm sure it's not bad.
Probably fucking state of the art, high tech, everything there.
I'm probably got bidets in the bathroom to clean their assholes every time they shit. I mean, is that what these good locker rooms have? Do they have these kind of things, or is it other things? What am I missing? What do you, I mean, okay, 5 stalls is one thing. I get that. For 53 guys, plus coaches, plus every training person that's there. There's got to be 100 people in that room, and there's 5 stalls. That's okay. But what? All right, let's keep moving on. RB says, how does Najee know what the Rams have? Oh, isn't that where the Chargers play?
Yeah, they share a stadium. Don't they?
I don't know. RB's making me question myself. Steel Loyal says Bama has a nicer facility than like 40% of the. Of course, you're getting the best athletes in the country coming out of high school. You better be nice. Somber says this. Boswell almost blew his knee out on the field. It's not an advantage for anyone. I'm sorry. Let's scoot up to RB. He says Omar Khan is a bean counter. Weedle does the draft. Tomlin picked his talent. Khan counts the brand and makes it work. Cody says, put the toilet in the middle of the locker room with no cover, just like prison. Make everyone smell that shit.
The stalls probably don't have doors on them like they
I know. They don't go the whole way. Yes, exactly. No doors on the stall. Like when you're at a bad high school, they take the doors off. Let's go to Tyrone. Tyrone says, that scares me, Somber, shaking my head. Also says John says Ryan is using the Boston parquet floor theory to win. Hey, you know what? At this point, I'll take whatever we can get. One team came to our stadium and ran 250 yards down our throat. And a month and a half later, another team came in and killed us in the playoffs. We have to figure something out. If we can't use this field to our advantage, what the hell can we use? Cody says, then again, MVS would probably enjoy that. Retractable roof would be, field would be sick. I'm sorry. The retractable field is what they have in Arizona, Mike. That field,
yeah.
It literally, how does that last?
Yeah.
How does that last? RB, no one wants to figure out how bad the ground is near all the water, near all that. Yeah. And again, it sits on rivers. And again, Pittsburgh's a rough place weather-wise. Let's go to no roofs, though. Steel Loyal saying no roofs. Absolutely no roofs. He doesn't want a roof, and I don't either. Somber says I'd say it's a disadvantage for both teams. Steel Loyal says I'd like to see Pitt get their own field. I would too, even if it's not. I mean, again, there's no room in Oakland, but you could put a field somewhere else, somewhere. Yeah. People often say by the airport. Yes, you got to come out of town, and it's a little bit of a trek, but at the end of the day, at least it's going to be playable. RB says Pitt needs to F off. I bet Pitt makes more money a year than the Steelers. They don't need to share shit. They do make a good amount of money. Tyrone says, rate we OFC got to share. We OFC got to share. Let's go to Ty where he follows it up by saying, gonna watch DBs today. We need 2 to 3. Cody says Boswell got Charlie Brown. Basically. Remember, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It was hard to watch, but luckily Boz is okay. Somber says, what? Cody, I'm shaking my head right now. The Terminator? Come on, man.
You don't have seen the Terminator.
I never seen the Terminator.
Oh my god.
I never seen the Terminator. I never seen the Predator. It's out Predator, right? Terminator.
Predator. Great fucking movies, man.
Yeah, I never seen either of them. Let's go to Steeler Freak John. He says, who knew Smith was ass? Who knew? Who knew Smith was asked? Corey says, don't feel bad. Terminator is overrated, in my opinion. That's low-hanging fruit for AI. So we're learning a lot, Mike, about people that don't like or never even seen Terminator today. I being one of them. Let's scoot up to Squeegee. Squeegee said, I just subscribed. You guys have great on-air voices and takes. I thoroughly enjoy your conversations. Glad to be a part of this. Keep pushing it, brother. And we thank you, Squeegee.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And welcome. And again, thank you, sir. Cody says, yeah, I know. Maybe I'll check it out tonight. LOL. You're going to check it out? Maybe I will too. Maybe I'll spend this weekend and watch Terminator. I don't know. Steel Loyal says, welcome to the squad. Squeegee, absolutely. Squeege TV. My man, we needed a Squeege in the group. We just did.
This is a great fucking name.
It is. Come on. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says, I don't call our stadium fugly. I called Washington Stadium fugly. I want to make that very clear. Gotcha. Makes sense. Let's go to Corey. Corey says, I personally can't wait for this Disclosure Day movie to come out, especially with Obama, Trump, and Hillary playing this. They exist. I got to be honest with you, Corey. I find a lot of this stuff interesting also. And again, you know I like the conspiracy theories, but I think there's a lot more than what people think is actually happening right now that's happening. I'm just saying that. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to get into politics. I'm just saying that we got to be crazy to think that we're onto them. That's all I'm going to say. They have every resource in the world. We have the information that they give us. We're not onto them. I'm just saying. We'll leave it right there. Let's move forward. Somber says PFF is only good for metrics and stats. Anything to do with their rankings should be disregarded.
Yeah, that's all I use it for. A lot of I don't use it for player rankings. I use it for stats and advanced analytics too. Are really good from them, but their rankings they can use as a gauge, but not an overall thing. And the scores, no, I don't trust that, because how are you supposed to know everyone's role on every fucking play? Who do you know who the quarterback's first read was? Who do you know the corner? Are they playing man on one side, zone on another? How do you know exactly that play to play? You don't know.
PFF you could kind of loosely use if you needed. I put very little into PFF, and I've said this for years, Mike. I mean, this has been our argument for years now on the show. Never been a big fan of them at all. You could use them to your advantage in arguments sometimes if you need, because again, you can loosely use that information. But at the end of the day, I don't think that you should put too much stock into PFF. But it's there. Don't political that. 25 Steel. I'm sorry, John. John says this. Steel Loyal says we're talking about Washington. Let's go to Steel Loyal, not Pittsburgh. Gotcha clear on that, brother. Also, he follows it up by saying nothing about Pittsburgh Stadium is fugly except the field. I agree. Pittsburgh Stadium, I think is a good. I've never had a bad experience. Don't drink that, says Corey says to John. Good one. Follows it up by saying this at John. That was less of a political comment, more of a movie comment. No, yeah, it's all good, brother. John says when the NFL must step in to improve the field, it's already too embarrassing. John follows it up by saying Alabama has state-of-the-art shit, man. And again, you're getting the best high school players. You have to attract them for one, and that's part of the college football. That's part of the game is recruiting. And if you can't recruit the best players in the country, then Alabama isn't Alabama. That's what they are. That's what they do, along with Ohio State and a couple other prominent schools in the college ranks. Here we go, John. It's like he read my mind. Or I read his. John says top ones, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, Georgia, and Ohio State. I would agree 150% as you were trying. That's half the game in college is recruiting. Tortilla says Penn State Penitentiary, baby.
Indiana Hoosiers, baby.
Tyrone says, man, Styles and Reese killed it like Jacob Rodriguez did. Blasphemy, LOL. That's what Sombers says. Tortilla says this. Terminator is just an exaggerated version of James Harrison's life. Clean my back. Tortilla, come on. That's 5 today. You got the game ball. You could slow down, cuz. John says this. Steeler Freak, of course. John, Squeegee is way too polite. Nah, you know what? I think he's going to be all right. He's putting his best foot forward first, and I like that. I can respect that. I think Squeegee's going to fit right in. John does got an eye, though. He got an eye. Let's see. Steel Loyal says Clemson is up there, too. Absolutely. Clemson is certainly up there. PFF rates Ryan with a 12. Exactly. They rate me with a 12-inch wiener, and we all know that is the furthest thing from the truth, Mike. I fail in that grade as well.
Yes, you did.
How do you shut up? You don't know. Get the hell out of here. Steel Loyal says Clemson's facility has a damn bowling alley. We have 5 bathrooms. They have a bowling alley.
That's not fair.
It's not anything. Come on. What's going on? Steeler Freak says, I'm sorry. He says, Loyal, I'm sure there are many. Right here, Steel Loyal follows up by saying Clemson recently dumped $2 billion into their facilities. They might be towards the top now. I don't doubt it. Again, they recruit just as good as these other guys do. Ty says this Tortilla go no chill. Ryan, he is just getting started. So Steel Loyal says if only they put that effort toward the transfer portal. Guys, we did, Mike. We kept up with the crowd. I'm proud of myself again on this Friday. Come on. Pat me on the back, Mike, would you?
You were a goat, baby. You did it, man. We did it.
I do want to say this before we do start getting ready to wrap things up, as we are rounding third here today on the show, Mike. This tomorrow, guys, if you're in town, if you're from town, or if you're from out of town coming to town, all the way through the draft, do stop down to the former Carnegie Science Center, which is now called the Cayman Science Center. You can't miss it when you come to town. Guys, they are starting tomorrow. The Football Town. It is a documentary. It's narrated by, of course, from Plumboro, Pat McAfee, and it's all about Western Pennsylvania football, high school, the strong roots, all the amazing players that come from here, our pro teams, our Super Bowls, everything that's football about Western Pennsylvania. It starts tomorrow down at Cayman Science Center. It's a big documentary they're going to do with all their science things. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to go on all the way through the draft. So if you're coming to town for the draft, if you're coming to hang out with us during the draft, all kind of things going on, do make sure you make your way over to Cayman Science Center, as the Football Town starts tomorrow, Mike. That starts tomorrow, and again goes all the way through the draft in April. Check it out. I just keep hearing nothing but good word about this documentary, Mike, about our beloved Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's all I've heard too. It's just how damn good it is, and I definitely want to try and check that out.
Let me grab a couple more. I'm going to grab a couple more, Mike, and we are going to get into the wrapping up process, if you will. Let's go right here to Steel Loyal says, good work, boys. We appreciate that, Steel, as always. Good work. You guys, too. Thank you. You believe me.
Thank you.
Let's see. Steel Loyal says, we made it hard for you today. Would y'all like... You know what, Ty? Maybe. I don't know just yet. I mean, there's a lot going on. Again, with what we could get out of the draft, what else is available through free agency? We have less than 2 weeks till free agency starts. It's an interesting take. And again, that was brought up yesterday. I think you brought it up. Certainly, we have to improve at the wide receiver position. We have to. There's no two ways, ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to get wide receivers. So at this point, I would take them. But again, we got draft, we got free agency, a lot coming down the pike here for us in this offseason. Corey says, I agree with you, Ryan, but they put all their messages in movies so they don't have to say it out loud. For karmic reasons, they have to hide it in plain sight, if you believe. And we're on the same page. Believe me, bro. We really are. Let me scoot up a little bit more here. To Squeegee, I love that our field and locker rooms are so bad, makes the opponent as uncomfortable as possible while we're using. See, it's psychological. One of the bigger advantages you could have over somebody is a psychological advantage. And if you could get that by, making 63 guys pee in 5 toilets. Maybe we're doing something right. I don't know. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says, I know I joke about our field being an advantage, but we seriously do need that. Obviously, guys, we do. And again, I don't understand year after year after year after year the lack of the improvement. That is incredible to me. Let me finish up right here. Squeegee says this, catch me on Saturdays. The attitudes, it's all good, bro. We welcome you. We thank you. Love having you on the board, Squeegee. Great to have you, brother. Welcome. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell Squeegee and everybody else about the website?
The 2dumyinzers.com. That's the number 2 dumyinzers.com. Check it out. All of our social media links are over there. Merch store over there. Dumb Thoughts are back from Vanilla Thunder himself. My stupid ramblings will be back up shortly. The mock draft Monday starts this Monday. I'll have a fresh mock draft up Monday. Yeah, so check it out at the 2dumyinzers.com.
We do have a lot of new stuff that we're going to be sprinkling in starting coming next week, Mike. Again, we're going to introduce our draft team. Mike's got all this. What did you just say that your mock drafts?
Mock
and then
draft
also
Monday, baby.
Also on the website as well, there's going to be more articles by the draft team as well. A lot of stuff coming down the pike. You're going to start to see it sprinkled in next week as we move forward. A lot of things we worked on during the break, guys. Don't want to miss all that. But do go check out the website at www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Let's get into the trivia question of the day. Mike, put on your thinking cap. Squeegee, put on your thinking cap, and everybody else and everybody at home. Here we go. Question of the day. It's going to be about drafts and combines and everything that's going on right now. Are you ready, guys? Question of the day. We all know the only undrafted quarterback to win a Super Bowl is Kurt Warner. But however, the question of the day is this. Who's the lowest drafted quarterback ever to win a Super Bowl? I'm talking about a starter, of course. We all know that Kurt Warner is the only undrafted quarterback to win a Super Bowl, but the question is this: who is the lowest drafted quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl? Is the question of the day. Mike, think that over. While you do so, I am going to say this: we're live 5 days a week, right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day, right here on the tube.
On tube.
Question of the day, guys. Who is the lowest drafted quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl? That's the question. Throw your answers up on the board. You don't look it up. Just guess. If you know, you know. You don't. Throw your guesses up there. Tortilla, not a bad pick. He says Tom Brady. I'm not sure. Mike, that's a 6th round pick. Who could have possibly been lower than that to win a Super Bowl? That's what the question is for the day. Throw your guesses up again. Let me grab a couple more of these comments while you're thinking. Tortilla says, I'm going to fight my battles in a volcano because all my enemies can't touch lava. Like it. Tortilla, come on. We got to send him a trophy now.
I want what Tortilla's smoking.
Allegedly. Tyrone.
I'm not saying. I'm just taking a very educated guess.
My man Ty the Goat, he says Mike McCarthy liked what he saw from Ty Simpson. I'm going to lose my shit.
With the 21st pick.
Oh, come on. All right, what's
Pittsburgh Steelers select quarterback Ty Simpson? That place there would be a fucking riot.
Mike, who is the lowest drafted quarterback to ever be a Super Bowl winner?
This feels like a trick question.
And it's not. And that's the thing. It's actually not.
Because everyone wants to say Tom Brady. I want to say Tom Brady. But remember, the draft usually goes 7, 8 rounds.
You're right. He was like 260-something. This person was 3-something. I'll give you that hint.
Yeah,
Tom Brady was like 260-something in round 6. The quarterback of question was in the 300s. I would just put that out there. That's a hint for you guys.
I'm going to go with
I'm seeing Tom Brady.
Ken Dawson or Ken Dawson or Kenny Stabler, because I don't know if they were 1st-round picks. Let's go with
Len Dawson or Kenny Stabler.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kenny Stabler.
All right, let's go with Kenny. Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Kenny Stabler is what Mike is saying. Tortilla's guessing Tom Brady. Somber, I don't think let me get to that 1 second. Steel Loyal says, yeah, Tom Brady, the only one I could think of. Of course, Somber says, boo. Vegas says it's probably someone like Len Dawson from Super Bowl I drafted in round 26. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not somebody that was that early on. Somber, I looked it up. I don't think anybody, you know what? I don't think they will either. But once you hear it, you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense. Who the F they calling GC?
Oh, God. Damn
Hold on. I know who you're thinking. I don't think it's him, but it's
No,
close.
yeah.
It's close. Because I know, can I say who I think you're thinking?
Yeah.
I think you're thinking Trent Dilfer.
That was my first thought, but now I have a second thought.
Okay. Okay, I think you're on the right path then. Somber Tyrone, AW, mean to. Okay, guys, one more time, throw up your guesses. The question of the day: what is the lowest drafted quarterback ever to be the Super Bowl winning quarterback, guys? If you got a guess, throw it up there. Not. We're going to reveal it in just a moment. I see Mike is he's messaging me off the air here.
I messaged you off here because that's not an official guess on my part.
All right. It's an informal meeting that you just had with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Bart Stars, what Steel Loyal was saying, guys. I am going to reveal it right now. The lowest that was correct, by the way, Mike. The lowest drafted winning quarterback in 60 Super Bowls was not Tom Brady. It happened in the early 2000s. Is that giving any ideas away, guys? A team that the quarterback was pretty irrelevant, and it wasn't Trent Dilfer. Anybody else getting it? Getting any closer? Guys, the lowest drafted Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time was Tampa Bay's 2002, 2003, Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson. Drafted after 300 somewhere, I think 307, 309, give or take. Brad Johnson, that Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the lowest drafted Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time. Brad Johnson, guys, over 20 years ago. Somber says all-time great game manager. Brad Johnson. There you go. See, Trent Dilfer, I think that people might have been thinking too, and it was ballpark. But Brad Johnson, just 2 years later, being the guy getting it done with Tampa Bay and that defense, guys. Warren Sapp, Rondé Barber, the whole way down the list was an amazing. I forget what the linebacker off the top of my head was, but that was an amazing. John Lynch was in that secondary. Amazing defense. The offense didn't even need to make the trip to the Super Bowl, Mike. That defense would have probably still won that.
No, that defense. 9th round draft pick.
9th round. Ty says who? Brad.
That's how you know you're old.
Right.
Oh, Brad Johnson. Who?
Oh, I was out of school for about 10 years when that happened. Some of these other guys like, I wasn't even born yet.
Wasn't even born yet.
Derek Brooks, Vegas says that's exactly what I was trying to think of, the linebacker. Guys, and Dexter Carter, I think, was the Super Bowl. He was the safety. It was one of the guys that wasn't even a big name. It was the safety because of an interception that he had during that particular game. But Tampa Bay's Brad Johnson, the lowest drafted Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time. There you go, guys. Let's see where we at, Mike. On today, we are going to start getting ready to wrap things up, I guess, right?
Yeah, it should be about that time.
And that's where that was the part where I tried to make it tough, Somber, because at the beginning I prefaced it by saying we all know that Kurt Warner is the only quarterback that was undrafted to win a Super Bowl. So I tried to tie it together. That was my trick. That was me trying to be tricky, throwing his name in there. So great job, guys. No, a lot of good guesses. I do want to say, what do I want to say, Mike? I want to say this. I did mention our friends over at Duquesne Pilsner this weekend. If you're watching the Combine, maybe getting together with some friends, hanging out at the house, do stop by Giant Eagle. Get yourself 6-packs and 12-packs now available of Duquesne Pilsner at the Eagle, or if you could get a case anywhere where cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner, they go out of their way to help us and help promote us and do all these things with our name, guys. So we want to thank them. We want to do everything that we can. So we just ask you to do the same. Go out, get yourself a little Duquesne Pilsner to enjoy this weekend. And if you're not a drinker, swing over by any of their social media. Hit the follow button, all these kind of fun things, guys. It all helps. So appreciate it all. Mike, Duquesne Pilsner always on tap here at the studio, made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says right on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, I do want to say these things. I want to say, speaking of social media as well, check us out. We are all over the internet. You can check us out at Facebook, X formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button, and keep up with what the two Dum Yinzers are up to on a day-to-day basis. And also, if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. If you haven't, hit the like, the sub, share, even leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We'd appreciate it all. So any of it. So thank you so much, guys. Greatly appreciated. Mike, anything before we start getting ready to head into the weekend? Again, this is Combine weekend. We have a lot of things going on, Mike. We have the Combine. We have the Penguins back in action tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. That game's at 12:30. The Pirates are playing right now against the Orioles. Combine, Mike, today. The defensive backs, tight ends tomorrow, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Sunday, offensive linemen. Mike, just give me a little take before we head into this weekend because we got a lot going on.
Yeah, if you're into the draft, check out definitely check out the Combine. Let's take a look at a lot of defensive backs, wide receivers, and fellas, start watching everything you can of Ty Simpson. He's going to be our quarterback. He's going to be taken in the first round. I hope I'm wrong.
Choke on my tongue.
You almost died thinking about Ty Simpson as our quarterback.
I can see all of Western Pennsylvania just doing what I just did when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
With the 21st pick.
A part of me wants to see it happen. It's just for the shits and giggles of it, just to see how bad it would actually be. I kind of want to see it happen.
With the 21st pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers take Ty Simpson, and everybody in Western Pennsylvania just throws up everywhere, coughs on their tongue. Mike, also, yes, continue your thought. I'm sorry.
No, that was the end of my thought. Other than, guys, this was a great week once again. Thank you for hanging out, especially in off season. You guys are truly great for coming back day after day after day. We love it, and especially, man, this off season this is awesome, guys. We really, really appreciate it, and so just have a great fucking weekend, and let's get ready to do it again next week.
Again, I want to say congratulations to Tortilla on the game ball. I want to say welcome to Squeegee. Again, everybody, as Mike said throughout the week, all of the new faces, new names, stopping by, comments, everything, guys. You are amazing. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. There's not one of you that we don't. Believe me, we wouldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. I also want to say to the terrible board, you guys always make things interesting on this show. And I say all the time that you are the lifeblood, and I always mean it all the time. You are the lifeblood of this show. Thank you to the terrible board and everybody else. If you're at home, if you're listening at work, at the gym, in the car, or even like all the way in Japan on the other side of the planet. Yep. Thank you too, guys. You guys are awesome. You always rock our world. Again, if we could even just do a fraction of that back for you guys, it's worth it to us. So thank you so much for everything. You guys, it's what it's all about. So thank you. Mike, we'll be back Monday at our regular time to do it all over again. We'll get into everything that goes down this weekend through the Combine. Again, areas of interest, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. That's tomorrow on an earlier schedule. They start at 1:00 tomorrow till 8. Sunday, they wrap it up with the offensive lineman. That's a 1 to 5 for the Combine. And then today, of course, defensive backs, tight ends, 3:00 to 8:00. Get in, check out some of these young guys, man. These are going to be guys that we're going to be learning over the next couple of years anyway. So get in, check them out, see what they're doing. Some pretty impressive young men out there this weekend in Indianapolis. So again, we'll be back Monday to get into this and everything else. So much stuff again going on this weekend, Mike, with our Pittsburgh sports. We thank you so much. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything here. I don't think that I am, Mike. One more time, anything before we take off for the weekend?
Well, just have a great weekend, everyone, man. That's really all I have.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. One more time. I hope everybody has a great, safe weekend. Again, we can't wait to see everybody on Monday, get into all this and so much more, and continue this offseason, guys. We're just about 10 days away from free agency as well. That one's going to keep me up at night, Mike, getting ready for this free agency season. So much coming up next week. Again, sprinkling all kind of new stuff in next week. A lot of things I think you're going to be excited. We hope to see everybody back then. Mike, speak now, forever hold your peace. All right, everybody. One more time for the two Dum Yinzers. We'll see everybody Monday. Stay safe. Derpy, for Finch, Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.